sporadically for them as well, and didn't get the live at bats I think he was hoping to get as well. So again, he did start off slow last year again, and to me it just looks like his timing's off a little bit. That's hitting 101, right? You gotta be on time for the fastball, or you're going to be off with everything else as well. And I think we saw that in his last at bat yesterday too, with the bases loaded in extra innings. Obviously a big moment for him, a big chance to kind of turn things around and help the team. And he worked the count. I think it was 2-2, 3-2, and you instead of putting the ball in play there, swings and misses, I think it was a 93-mile-per-hour fastball or a two-seamer there. And he just looks a little late. And to your point, he looks a little lost right now at the plate. Again, I think if you want to spin it in a positive way, he just went through this last year. He pulled himself out of it pretty quickly and went on quite a heater there too. So I'm curious to see what it looks like here this week in Texas. Again, a place that he's been pretty comfortable throughout his career. Tough matchup today with Jacob deGrom, but Mariners have Logan Gilbert going too, and so they need him to get it going as well. This rest of this pitching staff has been phenomenal, but Logan Gilbert is one of those guys that they're counting on, and I suspect he'll turn it around pretty quickly as well.
Hey, every now and then an athlete does something, someone you're playing against, you just tip your cap, like, all right, man, you just did that. That's what I did with Joe Adele. I'm like, there's nothing you can do about that. My man made 3 crazy plays in the outfield. Can you remember any type of performance like that? I think Stacy said that you saw a stat where there's only been 4 outfielders to rob a home run last year.
No, that there was. I was listening to, it was Pardon My Take, and they said last year, like, the most someone had was 4 home run robberies. I don't know what kind of stat they're using to track it, if that's a real thing. But they said that last year someone was leading with like 4.
Yeah, and Joe had 3, man. Can you remember any type of performance like that?
Yeah, 3 in one season is remarkable.
Right.
3 in one game is unheard of. No, I can't imagine that's ever happened in the history of baseball, and as consequential as they were too. Right, the last one with JP happening late in the game when it did, falling into the crowd, hanging on to it, just the whole thing. It was pretty incredible. I don't know what else to say. And again, you think about the 3 guys that probably could have used it the most for the Mariners, Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, and J.P. Crawford coming off an injury, what that would have done for those 3 guys, just the confidence and to get some results a little bit too. And Joe Adele took them all the way. And so, what else can you do, right? Old baseball term, but you're right, Bump, just tip your hat at that point. It's just a remarkable day for that guy. I can't imagine he'll ever have a day like that again, and we probably won't ever see a day like that again from an outfielder.
How do you think the Mariners, who are unfortunately dealing with a strikeout problem once again, were able to cut that back a little last year? Because there were back-to-back years where you were just like, oh, God, this is awful. And then they got a bit better there. I think they were still near the top 10, but with a pretty notable cut down with it. Do you know, what they tried to work on to cut that down? Was it just a better year for them? What was going on?
Yeah, that's a really good question, a timely question, and maybe the most important question for this offense right now, because that's the one thing that's really jumped out to me as well. Like, we're starting to look like the 2023 and 2024 version of this Mariners lineup again, and that's not where you want to be. They were just so inconsistent. It felt like too often in those years, and again here in the first 10 games, they're just sitting back and waiting for that 2 or 3 run homer instead of trying to manufacture a little bit more. And Brendan Donovan being out of the lineup over the weekend didn't really help. He's kind of supposed to be, the catalyst at the top of the lineup, creating runs in different ways. He's not a home run hitter, but just to kind of put some pressure on the pitchers and on the opposing team a little more consistently, getting on base however you can. I think Luke Raley has done a fine job filling in here short term, but the Mariners got to put the ball in play more. It's as simple as that. They're whiffing way too much. They're looking to hit too many homers. Again, you got to have a better 2-strike approach when you get there. What does it take just to kind of send the ball the other way, take your singles where they're there, and again, maybe a couple good signs with Julio early in the series, a couple base hits the other way. They don't have to be pretty all the time. You don't have to smoke them 115 miles per hour. Like, the 90-mile-per-hour, 3-hop single to right field does the job. That's baseball, right? It's classic. It's timeless. And I think maybe we'll start to see Edgar Martinez and Kevin Seitzer really reinforcing that mindset. You hear Dan Wilson talk about it all the time, but it's up the middle the other way. And again, when you get in hitters counts and you have a chance to do some damage, get your A swing off, and you're trying to drive the ball a little bit. But when the situation calls for it and when the count dictates it, you got to send the ball the other way and do whatever it takes to kind of get the ball in play. And I think, even going back to the first inning yesterday, we got that leadoff double from Luke Raley, and the Mariners couldn't get him in, and that ended up being the difference in a 1-run loss. Right? You got your 2, 3, 4 hitters, and they couldn't get that guy in. And I remember thinking at the time, this could come back to haunt them, and it certainly did. So it's the little stuff that adds up over the course of a long season. And I guess, if you're the Mariners, you're making that point that, they're 4-6 now and not where they want to be, not the start they expected, but they were 3-7 last year. These guys have been kind of through the grind before. And so I don't think anyone's panicking just quite yet, particularly with how good this pitching staff has been. But certainly the offense needs to start to pick things up here.
We've been asked this question on the text lines, texters texting in, doing what they do. Wondering if you should shuffle up this lineup. If you were making the decisions, would you shuffle it around a little bit, or are you still writing this out?
Yeah, again, that's kind of a panic move, and I don't think you're going to see that from Dan Wilson this early in the season. You're not going to. Cal Raleigh he's coming off a 60-homer season, right? He's probably never going to be a 300 hitter in his career, but that's not what you're asking of him, right? You're asking him to drive the ball and drive in runs, and again, he'll get there. He's too good. He's too talented. He's too determined to kind of let this linger too long. Again, I'm sure he knows more or less exactly what the issue is. And to me, again, it's just kind of that timing. And on the one hand, it's really simple. On the other hand, it's what makes baseball so difficult, right? You're trying to hit 95, upwards of 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, and sometimes it's just the slightest adjustment for some of these guys that will get them on track a little bit. So again, Cal is too good for this to linger too long. But no, again, if they get Brendan Donovan back here in the next day or two, I think is what they're hoping. I think you'll start to see a little bit more production from this lineup, but it's too early to panic. I get it. I get the instinct. Hey, can we just move some guys around? The guys at the bottom of the lineup have been producing pretty consistently. Why can't we kind of push them up a little bit, try to create some traffic and runs early at the top of the lineup? But to me, that's just not Dan Wilson's MO, and to me, I wouldn't do it either. This early in the season, it just feels like a panic move.
Speaking of early in the season, it's probably also too early in the season to get a real feel for team chemistry. I would imagine that the feeling in April of last year's team, Adam, you were there, felt a bit different than the end of the year. When did that team start to really click, and what did it?
Yeah, that's a good point. It has felt like going back 5 years now, even 2022, they had that pretty remarkable mid-season run, in June, I believe it was, that year to really get going. For whatever reason, this has felt more like a second-half team in this era of Mariners baseball. A lot of that certainly is the ballpark and the marine layer. It's so cold here early in the season. This is the most difficult place to play, and that's not an excuse. These guys need to figure it out. Obviously, the other team has to come in here and play and hit in here too. You got to figure out a way, but obviously Julio is a big part of that. He's been a second-half hitter his entire career. They need to figure it out a little bit earlier this year, but in terms of the chemistry, because this core group has been together so long now, I think they know who they are. I think they know what they're capable of. You got J.P. Crawford coming back now. He's one of those glue guys, heartbeat guys that kind of keeps everyone loose and keeps things together in there. Cal and Julio, you add in a veteran like Brendan Donovan too, and then all that pitching staff has been together so long. Again, these guys are going to stay the course. All those cliches, right? The ship. They're not going to panic this early in the season. Again, they need to play cleaner, better baseball. But I'm pretty sure they're confident they will. They'll get it turned around. And for whatever reason, Texas, they've had success going into Texas. I suspect this will be the week. This will be the chance to kind of do it. If they don't by the end of the week and they come home and still haven't won a series, maybe we can start to ask some of those big picture questions. How
surprised are you with the Cole Young start?
Man, that has obviously probably been the best story, definitively the best story for the offense here for the Mariners. We saw it in spring training. Sometimes you have to take spring training results with a grain of salt. The ball really flies in Arizona, obviously, with the thin air and the humidity and the heat. But it doesn't matter where he's hitting right now. He is mashing. And, this is a guy the Mariners drafted in the first round. In 2022 for a reason. He's not doesn't look like a Colt Emerson even, right? He's Colt Emerson, 6'1", kind of probably 205, 210 pounds, really kind of looks the part with that classic left-handed swing. Cole Young, a little bit smaller, a little more, fluid swing, definitely more of the second baseman look, but he is really driving the ball, coming through in the clutch moments. This is a guy the Mariners believed in all along. When some of those Ketel Marte trade rumors surfaced during the winter meetings in December, I was skeptical from the very beginning because I knew the Mariners weren't inclined to trade Cole Young as part of that deal. And I never thought that was going to happen. And I knew the Mariners believed in Cole Young. But for it to happen for him this early in the season, this emphatically is obviously not only a great sign for him, but a great sign for the Mariners. They've had 9 different starting second basemen in each of the last 9 years. And I suspect that will be different going forward, right? We can probably pencil in Cole Young as a starting second baseman for the Mariners for the next 5 years at least, and that's a really good place to be when you've got him as one of your core pieces to add to Julio and Cal and Colt Emerson and Josh Naylor moving forward. It's really kind of a luxury at this point, but it's fair to ask as well, where would they be this early in the season without Cole Young?
He is Adam Jude of the Seattle Times. Make sure you're reading his coverage of this Mariners season, seattletimes.com/sports. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Get it together.
I had to cough right now. I was saying,
Get it
thanks, Adam.
together. You have 4 questions to answer. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down. What's an advantage NFL teams in California, Texas, and Florida have?
So I didn't know this. I just read this morning. I read from time to time, Stacey. Read this morning that, teams have their top 30 visits. You're going to invite 30 players to come in. But if there's an athlete that went to school in your state, you can just keep them rolling in. As many guys as you want to go visit. So naturally, that made me look up, okay, who are the top producing states when it comes to football players? I knew it was Cali, Texas, and Florida, but my heart got even warmer when I saw this list put out by Bleacher Report back in 2025. I'm going to read the top 10 states that have the most active players in the league. 10, Pennsylvania. 7, tied. There's 2 tied for 8th. Alabama and Illinois. Then you have North Carolina, Louisiana, Ohio at 5, Georgia at 4, Florida at 3, Texas at 2, Cali at 1, baby. That warmed my heart because I always get into debates with Texas and Florida guys about who produces the best football players. I ain't gonna lie, the most gifted football players I've ever been around are from Florida, though. There's something different about those guys. But
Cali, you guys got to take that crown this time.
We just produce the most.
That's right.
Obviously, we have the most people.
Sure.
All
Lakers
that
in
factors
5.
in. Lakers in 5. But no, they have an advantage because there's a lot of talent around there. So I was reading about Emmitt Smith's son going to visit the Cowboys because he played at Texas A&M. So yeah, good for them. It's unfair, but they use it to their advantage.
Second down. Who do you think has the best backfield in the NFL?
Man. It's a team that I think isn't going to do much next year. Maybe they will. It's New Orleans. You got Kamara and Etienne over there. That 1-2 combo was crazy. I used to like Bijan and Algier, but obviously Algier went somewhere else. I forget where he went.
No, you got Robinson and Robinson.
The
Robinson law firm of Robinson and Robinson.
Law firm, yes. They're good too. But no, I look at just the way that these 2 players are. Etienne is he's an every down back. He can get downhill. He runs hard. He's a traditional type of football player, a running back. Whereas Kamara is more of your gadget. Man, that backfield is going to be something crazy. I want to see what Kellen Moore does and how he uses them because they got some talent. And outside, you got Olave as well. Is Tyler Shuck going to be the guy? New Orleans might be an interesting team to me. The more I read about them, the more I learn about them, the more interested I am. The division, I feel like it's wide open. I'm going to be checking out the Saints, see what they do.
Third down. Who do you feel is a quarterback that can be a valuable backup in the NFL?
No one knows about him, at least on the West Coast. No one knows. He went to Georgia Tech. His name is Haynes King. He
Great name.
Right? Threw for 2,900 yards, 14 touchdowns, but this is where he gets special. 953 on the ground and 15 rushing touchdowns. Over the last 3 seasons, he's scored 36 rushing touchdowns. He's that type of quarterback that can hold it down for 2 to 4 weeks while your starter gets healthy. He's a tough runner. He's a decent thrower of the football, but he's that type of guy that I feel like is going to float around the league for a long time. So big ups, Steve Rabel, went to Georgia Tech. This is where this young man went to school. If you don't know about him, just watch his highlights, man. Haynes King, 6'3", 215 pounds, 36 rushing touchdowns over the last 3 seasons, can still throw the football as well. I like him as that floater backup that's going to hang around the league for 10 years.
Is it like a Taysom Hill type guy or different? I hesitate to make surface level comps.
He couldn't play like tight end or anything like
Okay.
that. Taysom Hill is a bit more physically talented, but he does a little bit of everything like Taysom.
Yeah. 4th down. Who would you entertain if you can get him for cheap as a Seahawk?
So this dude's been in the league 15 years. All right, you've already made it past the rush of free agency. He's a big personality. Depending on what D-Law does and Uchenna, if he's around and you can get him for cheap, I'd take a look at Cam Jordan. He had 10.5 sacks last year. My man, how old are you, buddy?
He's got to be 39.
He's got,
38.
no, he was drafted in 2011, so he's probably like 37, 36.
37.
Something like that. But if he's still around after this draft is over with, go ahead and take a look at Cam, especially if you're not sure about what's going to happen at your end spots. That's a spot where you can rotate guys in. You're not going to depend on him every single snap. He had 10.5 sacks last year, and my man's got to be at least 37 years of age. He's still on the market. Kick the tires.
I almost, it's hard to feel bad for a millionaire who's famous. I get it, but I'm still going to say it. I almost feel bad for older players, like mid-30 players that have great seasons and can't get the reward from that because teams are so terrified to invest in a guy that could, age is age, that could fall off a cliff at any moment. Like, that's real.
Yeah, it's real.
But, I think of, one of KJ Wright's best seasons was, I think, his last one in Seattle or one of his final seasons in Seattle. It's maybe the second most tackles he ever got in one season. Yeah. Just a really high IQ type player. But you just knew that Seattle wasn't going to hang on because you were like, well, he's 34 now or he's 35 or whatever it is.
He was balling, too. And he moved positions, too. They switched him weak side, I believe. Yeah.
And it was just, you were like, man, that's a bummer because he's playing really good football, but he's going to have such a hard time finding a signing somewhere.
Ageism.
That's exactly what
real.
it is. But it is wrapped up in physically you do start to decline. But I think the problem is guys do miss out on money when teams project that decline happening a year earlier than expected.
You do start to decline. I was on the golf course declining like heck this weekend.
Okay.
It's frustrating.
Okay. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Timeline coming your way next. Back to some interesting things that stood out from Adam Jude. I know a lot of people are wondering whether or not they should shuffle around that lineup. We'll get to that at 11:45.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Stacy here, and I need to tell you guys about what I did last week. So on Friday, I got to demo the Arc Sport from Arc. It's a fully electric boat that's built to be a wake boat. Carter from the demo team at Arc picked me up right on Lake Union, which was very cool. I felt like a celebrity. The first thing I noticed was how sleek it looked. I felt like I was in a luxury EV, but on the water. The fully heated seats and then the touchscreen dash with different cameras were my favorite features because I'm always cold and I love a touchscreen. But something tells me that people who do spend a lot more time on the water are going to love the retractable tower and also the boat software. But you know what else I noticed? We were the only ones on the water. It was crazy. It was a beautiful Friday, but it's early April, so that means most people still have their boats winterized. But not Arc. No winterization, no oil changes, no transmission service means significantly less maintenance. So you can actually take advantage of an unexpectedly sunny day like I could. You really have to see and experience this boat for yourself, though. So do it. Book a demo. It's easy. They're going to pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. Fill out the form, and you will be out on the water. Arc, you have to see it to believe it.
Olympic Hot Tub Sweet Spring Savings Event is here. Now through April 14th, thanks to incredible factory discounts, you can save up to $16,500 on an amazing endless pool swim spa. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. And Bob, just like me, you had a hip problem. You were recommended surgery. Why did you go see Dr. Wagner first?
I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff.
So you had stem cell on your hip. How does it feel now?
I can do a lot of things I could not do prior to this procedure, and I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now. And I've had friends that have gone to see Dr. Wagner. They had the same experience, whether they were dealing with a hip, a knee, an elbow, a shoulder. Everybody walking out of there feels like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Before you choose surgery, do what Bob and I did. Go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
It's a brave face we put on. We never want to be any trouble. But you know, getting older isn't all smiles and birthday parties. Sometimes it's facing the fact that we are aging. And you know what? That can be pretty hard. If you need a little support or just want to talk to someone, 988 is here for you. It's free and it's confidential. Call 988 anywhere, anytime. A message from the Washington State Department of Health.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big, bring him the game.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop, his quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Kind of a weird one over the weekend. Two of the best women's basketball coaches had a very awkward interaction that has a couple chapters to this story. So Gino Ariema, and Dawn Staley, was it known that they had issues with each other prior to this? Was this something that predated?
I don't think. Yeah, I think they had at least some kind of respect for each other.
One would think, just given the programs they've overseen, but it started in pregame warmups. Gino claimed that Staley didn't shake his hand.
No, I mean, for 41 years I've been coaching and I've been, 25 Final Fours. And the protocol is before the game, you meet at half court. Anybody ever see that before? Two coaches meet at half court and they shake hands. Correct? You ever see it? They announce it on the loudspeaker. And I waited there for like 3 minutes. So it is what it is.
The silence sitting there. Dawn Staley claims that she did.
What went wrong on the sideline right now? I have no idea. But I'm going to let you know this. I'm of integrity. So if I did something wrong to Gino, I had no idea what I did. I guess he thought I didn't shake his hand at the beginning of the game. I didn't know. I went down there pregame, shook everybody on his staff's hand. I don't know what he came with after the game, but hey, sometimes things get heated. We move on.
I would like to say there's video evidence pregame of her shaking his hand and, like she said, going through and shaking the hands of all the staff members.
Yeah, Gino, he's won 1,288 games. He's 1,288 and 166. He has a 88.886 winning percentage, highest in D1 history. 25 Final Four appearances, 6 undefeated seasons, 32 regular season conference championships, and 30 tournament conference championships when it comes to their conference. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on. And there's evidence. You know what happened? You got beat, and you didn't think you were going to get beat, and you lost it. And it's unprofessional. But listen, everyone makes mistakes. I think I heard his apology or his view of this whole thing. It was just it was classless from a guy who you've run this sport for decades now. You've ran this sport. So even if you felt like you were slighted in some kind of way, I think you have the obligation as the elder statesman, as the guy who's ran this sport, to give some grace and have a conversation instead of throwing a fit like the way you did. It changed the way I viewed him. I put him on a pedestal and looked at him differently. After seeing that whole interaction, I was like, man, come on, Gino.
Well, and you don't even need to. I mean, he was ribbing her during the game. This was during a sideline interview with Holly Rowe.
There were 6 fouls called that quarter, all of them against us. And they've been beating the out of our guys down there the entire game. And I'm not making excuses because we haven't been able to make a shot. But this is ridiculous. Their coach rants and raves on the sideline and calls the referee some names you don't want to hear. And now we get 6-0, and I got a kid with a ripped jersey, and they go, I didn't see it. Come on, man. This is for the national championship.
Would you like to?
The ripped jersey? You saw that she ripped her own jersey, right?
Yes, yeah.
Gino, you're losing it, dog.
I don't understand. I really don't. There's something I'm missing. There is something that is going above my head that I don't understand here. And
you don't like her.
Dawn knows that and continued to take a shot. And you know what? I can't even be upset with her. So this was a national title game loss, obviously, to UCLA. Congratulations to UCLA. But this is what Dawn Staley said.
Look, I'm always happy for people who've worked hard, in this game, who are really quality people. I want good things to happen for them. And Corey is one of those people who really works at making our game better. Not just UCLA, but our entire game. She's always speaking out and uplifting our game in so many areas that it's hard to continue to do that while maintaining the job that you have to do every day. But she finds the time. So although we didn't win, I could swallow it, because we lost to a really good human being and a good team that represent women's basketball well.
Look, you might think that she's being, I don't know, petty for continuing to make a comment after that game and that, you could be the bigger person and not say anything. But I don't know, man. I'd still be really bothered by Gino's behavior.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Especially because when everyone talks about Dawn, you never hear anyone say anything bad about her. She's a competitor. Obviously, if you follow her career as a professional basketball player for Team USA and all that good stuff, you know her game, you know her style. Yeah, she's loud on the sidelines. That's not a sin. That's not illegal. You know, you look at Hurley. Hurley is crazy on those dang sidelines, and no one, people talk about him, but they kind of let him live, right? Let her live as well. There's something else there. They must have had an interaction that he didn't like prior to this, because there's no reason for him to kind of spaz out the way that he did.
No, I think it's just pure entitlement. Like, I think he felt like the pregame greeting that she clearly gave him maybe wasn't enough, that he was waiting for her to, like, oh, I'm going to bend the knee and, like, oh, my God, a dynasty. And so I bet that when what we all saw, which was the pregame footage of him walking and her shaking his hand, I bet that that was something where he was like, you should have done this sooner.
This is so I saw the pregame shake, and what I think is she didn't stop and like look him in the eye.
Yeah, it's entitlement.
And
it's
say,
like,
oh, Gino, I'm so glad to be here competing with you. She was like, all right, I'm about to go in the battle. Shake your hand, move down the line. Nah, she was like, let's get it.
But she's also not a rookie. This is Dawn Staley. So, like, Gino,
been,
you could.
13 years now?
That's what I'm saying. You could maybe expect that, like, a brand new head coach or someone who's a second year of a program and they've never done this. Like, I could get maybe feeling that sense of entitlement of, like, they know who I am. They should be honored to be doing this. But I don't know that you got to pull that with Dawn Staley.
And she got 3 ships.
You don't.
She wanted the top dogs, all right?
You don't really get to do it.
She ain't you, Gino. Obviously, you've been there forever, but
still, she's not.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
She ain't no chump.
Also, are we really doing this again with Mike Trout? Next story. Trout was not thrilled after the Mariners hit him twice during their series over the weekend.
Yeah, no, I think we know where they're trying to get me out. Fastball's up and in, so it's just frustrating. Can't control it up there. It's shouldn't do it. So is what it is.
As you probably recall, the 2022 brawl between the Mariners and Angels started after Trout had been hit by a pitch the night prior.
He said it himself. He knows how they're trying to get him out, high and tight. When they pitch you high and tight, the chances are you're going to get hit by a pitch. I don't know what his numbers are when it comes to getting hit by a pitch, but if that's the way that teams are going to attack you, I think that you would expect something like this. I don't think it was done intentionally.
It definitely was not done intentionally, and importantly, I can understand when any player is going to say, if you can't have the control to do it safely, then don't do it at all. But Wu does. There is, though, and, when you go to your bullpen, like, there is sometimes going to be a guy where it's like, he can make that pitch and he can get that strike, and they are going to call it. It's not going to be perfect every single time. So once in a while, you are going to have an accident.
It'll happen.
Yeah. Like, I don't think the Mariners are irresponsible enough to be like, this guy has zero control, but we're going to pitch you up and in.
No, things happen. Trout, I wonder how many times Trout's been hit by a pitch in his career. He's played baseball long enough.
He's just constantly hurt is the thing about Mike Trout, too. And it's not through any fault of his own, but I think there's some frustration not being able to have the time that he wants with the rest of his career. But the Mariners aren't doing this on purpose. I think there's a little bit of misplaced frustration that I don't blame him for having.
No, yeah, because he's always banged up.
Yeah.
As of April 2026, he's been hit 106 times. You get hit, Mike.
Quickly, the long-running search for North Carolina's next head basketball coach is over. They're hiring former Nuggets head coach Mike Malone. He led Denver to the 2023 NBA championship, last coached at the collegiate level in 2001 as an assistant for Manhattan.
I wasn't expecting this. Usually, North Carolina hires coaches with ties to the university, so maybe this is good. And Stacey, if you want to talk about anybody who's invited to the cookout, Mike Malone's invited to the cookout. I don't know if you know about Malone.
That's rude.
He's invited.
That's really rude.
I'm just saying.
You know that I've been trying to get that invite for a long time.
You have, and you're almost there. But
no, but it's
Mike
this
Malone
carrot you keep dangling, and you have the audacity to tell me that Mike Malone gets to go.
He does.
He just gets to cut me in line.
Well,
you don't even know Mike.
I know of him. I know things about him.
Let's go around the diamond. Logan Gilbert takes on Jacob deGrom as the Mariners start a 3-game series against the Rangers tonight to wrap up this road trip. Pre-games at 4, first pitch at 5:05 p.m. on Seattle Sports. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmonds. We got a lot of questions about whether or not the Mariners should do some shuffling of the lineup, and we asked Adam Jude. We'll tell you what he said next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson, 8-year extension.
Free agent years are incredibly valuable. If you can get those at a discount, when you have Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh and Colt Emerson locked up for the better part of half a decade, you're in a really good spot.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and $250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
I had pain. I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Spring is here, Seattle, and now is the smartest time to replace your roof. Trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing, a local, family-owned company that knows how to roof in Washington weather year-round. Schedule your free estimate today at 3treeroofing.com to take advantage of spring pricing, shorter wait times, and get $500 off your new roof before the summer rush hits. Our experts come to you, build a clear plan, and give you an estimate that same day. No surprises and no high-pressure sales tactics. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Mariners and Rangers tonight in Arlington. First pitch at 5:05. Pregame at 4. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish! If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years. And you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right. We had Adam Jude of the Seattle Times on with us, and one of the most common questions we were getting, Bump, that you saw from plenty of listeners was, hey, I don't like, it wasn't just about having Cal in the 2-hole. It was specifically, would you adjust the lineup? Would you drop guys that are struggling back and reward guys like Cole Young who are performing? You asked Adam. Here's what he said.
And that's kind of a panic move, and I don't think you're going to see that from Dan Wilson this early in the season. You know, you're not going to – Cal Raleigh he's coming off a 60-homer season, right? He's probably never going to be a 300 hitter in his career, but that's not what you're asking of him, right? You're asking him to drive the ball and drive in runs. And, again, he'll get there. He's too good. He's too talented. He's too determined to kind of let this linger too long. Again, I'm sure he knows more or less exactly what the issue is. And to me, again, it's just kind of that timing. And on the one hand, it's really simple. On the other hand, it's what makes baseball so difficult, right? You're trying to hit 95, upwards of 100-mile-per-hour fastballs. And sometimes it's just the slightest adjustment for some of these guys that will get them on track a little bit. So, again, Cal is too good for this to linger too long.
What did you think of Adam's answer?
I agree 100%. I think his offseason was altered with WBC. We said that 1,000 times. So he needs the hacks. I think it's too early to kind of abandon ship. And then we also talked to Cal or listened to Cal speak about consistency. He likes to know where he's going to be in the lineup, right? He doesn't prefer the shuffling. There is a time and a place for that. Say they go a few more series where he doesn't look good, and you want to get someone else more hacks, more opportunities. But right now, no, I'm with 100%. That would be a panic move. You can't panic 10 games in. I wouldn't advise that.
Do you think people are panicking?
I think you can find the panic crowd for sure. You should have never shown me Reddit. I wasn't even on Reddit until you start talking about it.
I love Reddit.
I mean, it's cool.
Don't get me wrong.
But the panic people are there.
Well, I like going in because I like seeing, first of all, I don't troll and comment, but I like lurking and seeing what an opposing team Reddit's talking about. But I also like to get sometimes I'll dabble just for a gauge of what do people want to talk about, right? It's not reflective of the entire audience, but you want to get a good feel. I might think that oh my God, the pitching has looked amazing. Cole Young's looked amazing. And then you go and you're like, oh man, everyone's worried about Cal. I need to talk more about Cal. So I think I'm just finding that there's a general panic level that I understand, but is a little premature for me. At the same time, look, this team has World Series expectations. When you expect to play in a World Series, April games matter. You don't get to say, yeah, they're going to be a World Series team. Check back in June. No, that's not how this works. You have to be competitive every month. You can't bury yourself early. And it's not great when you know that one of your most important players is looking lost at the plate. Now, Adam, and you heard him talk about it, still has a lot of faith in Cal. I saw some people going, oh, well, think of Cal's profile as a hitter. It doesn't fit the number 2 spot. He doesn't get on base. He doesn't, do any of these things. Okay, but he hit 60 bombs last year. That's not what you expect from him this year, but that also overlooks not only the power that he brings, but I think some ways that modern lineups are constructed, it ignores, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think however you started the season, you gotta roll with it for now. It's too early to switch of your philosophy. Now, obviously, Dan's job is to make these changes and to put his players in the best position possible. But if you started with Cal at the 2 spot, ride it out for a few more series and see if he can get hot.
Adam pointing out slow start isn't anything new with the Mariners.
It has felt like going back 5 years now, even 2022, they had that pretty remarkable midseason run, in June, I believe it was, that year to really get going. For whatever reason, this has felt more like a second half team in this era of Mariners baseball. A lot of that certainly is the ballpark and the marine layer. It's so cold here early in the season. This is the most difficult place to play, and that's not an excuse. These guys need to figure it out. Obviously, the other team has to come in here and play and hit in here too. You got to figure out a way. But obviously, Julio is a big part of that. He's been a second half hitter his entire career. They need to figure it out a little bit earlier this year, but these guys are going to stay the course. All those cliches, right? The ship. They're not going to panic this early in the season.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because what you want is for, as frustrating as it looks at times, those guys to get those looks. And if they start to struggle, if they continue to struggle for a while, then yeah, you make those moves. But I agree with you. I agree with Adam. You don't just jump to try to correct when the entire thing that you're trying to do is to get them more ABs.
Yeah. How do you work yourself through something, especially a slump, is you get in that batter's box as many times as possible and try to figure it out. So that's what you have to do with Cal for now. But like I said, there is a time and a place for the shuffle or the mix-up. We've seen Dan do it before. We've seen Julio bat at the 1 spot. Didn't he drop down what's the lowest we saw Julio last year? He was moving around a little bit. I want to say it was 5 or 6 or 7 or something like that. 6? Anyway, they've shown Julio got dropped. Curtis, you remember?
Yeah, he was down in the order.
Wow.
Yeah, so, Dan has shown that he'll do it, but now's not the time for that. I'm with you.
Someone said, I would say thousands of people are panicking. They shouldn't never put the expectation of being the best AL team because we're not. The Yankees are. I think we're going to be lucky to win 80 games. I think this person's maybe not a troll, but I just think it's way too early to say that. When you're, how many days into the season are we? We're, in week 2 or 3? You are not far enough into a season to definitively know which teams are way better than others. 90% of what you're doing is still projecting. There's no reason not to look at the Mariners roster and project that they should be one of the best teams in the American League. You actually have to do it. It's not saying this will happen. You have to go out there and execute and not make mental mistakes and defensive mistakes and sloppy play like they had in this Angel series, especially yesterday. You can't do that. You need to be better than that, and you should be better than that. I also don't think it's wrong to say that they should be better. I don't think that Mariners fans are being lied to, guys. You can look at the team, look at the roster, look at the numbers. You can be frustrated they aren't doing it, but I think it's disingenuous to say, oh, they aren't even good. None of that's real. No, that's just you being burnt so many times that you're too afraid to think this team can improve.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're right. All we're doing is projecting. If we're just going off of how things stand right now, the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to win the Central. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone's projecting that. It's just it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish the race. In typical Mariner fashion, they're starting the race a bit slow, but the talent on the roster makes you project that they should be in the hunt for the division title.
And the criticism's fair. I'm critiquing them. You're critiquing them. You should be. It doesn't look good. They need to be much better. You can critique them. I can't tell you what you can and can't do, but I don't think that's out of line at all. I think it's just, I agree with Adam that right now I'd keep the lineup the same. And then you see what happens in Arlington. And by the way, that series begins today, 5:05 p.m. first pitch. Logan Gilbert on the mound, 4 p.m. pregame show. You can listen on the Seattle Sports app, so make sure you download it. Every game, one app, completely free. Take the game with you on the go. Enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final season all in one place at no cost. Did I mention it's free? It's the easiest way to enjoy Mariners baseball. You are listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. We've been talking a lot about one potential perfect fit for the Seahawks in the first round of the draft. Jadarian Price. We're going to ask more about him and other maybe Seahawks and current Seahawks with Notre Dame beat reporter for the Athletic Pete Sampson next.
Brock and Salk. Morning 6 to 10.
The Mariners have signed their best prospect, Colt Emerson, young shortstop, just 20 years old, yet to play a game in the big leagues. 8 years, $95 million guaranteed. There are some wins in here for the player, and I think a lot of wins in here for the team as well.
It's a win for the player to make generational money, and it's a win for the organization that if he becomes half the player that you believe he can become, that deal is going to be very favorable to your budget.
On Seattle Sports.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contests and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
Are you an HVAC professional in Western Washington? UA Local 32 offers industry-leading pay, advanced training at a state-of-the-art facility, and retirement benefits you can count on. For 135 years, they've had your back. Start building your future at ualocal32.com.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Make this spring even sweeter with healthy saltwater soaks in a hot spring spa. During Olympic Sweet Spring Savings Event, save up to $3,000 on the hot tub of your dreams. Ends April 14th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners dropped a series to the Angels over the weekend and are still looking for their first series win of the season. They have a chance to get that with the second of a two-series road trip beginning tonight in Arlington. Mariners-Rangers first pitch is at 5:05 p.m. Logan Gilbert on the mound. Pregame starts at 4 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Notre Dame beat writer for The Athletic, Pete Sampson, joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. And we have a lot of players to ask you about, Pete, including some current Seahawks. How's it going?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
One of the most popular names that we've seen mocked, at least from the offensive side of things, I think the most popular positions on the defensive side. But offensively, I've seen a lot of people loving Jadarian Price as a fit for Seattle at 32. Is he going to be there at 32? And tell us a bit about him.
I think he will be. I think he's a really talented back. He's just not Jeremiah Love. But, I think the things about him that you need to know if you're a Seahawks fan and they pick him, kid missed in his entire freshman year with his Achilles. Has never been like a lead back at Notre Dame. Can help you on special teams. Has multiple kickoff return touchdowns, both against USC. Catches the ball pretty well out of the backfield. Had some fumbling issues. Nothing egregious, but something that would probably come up with scouts. I think he ran like a 4.49 at the combine. I think he plays a little bit faster than that. He was not somebody that you ever saw get caught from behind, but it was one of those guys where you felt like he was going to, but just kept running away from people. And he's jacked. So I think body type wise, probably not dissimilar from the guy who walked out the door in Seattle. So I think he would be a really attractive option for Seattle at the very end of the first round.
What made him stay at Notre Dame? I would assume that he was getting offers elsewhere, and obviously playing behind Jeremiah Love. The ego of an athlete, right, is you want as many touches as possible, but he decided to stay.
Yeah, and I think that's both Love and Price, I think, got comfortable with this pretty quickly. It's just like, do you want to run down the tread on your tire in college, or do you want to do that in the pros? Mm-hmm. You want to do that in the pros. Yeah. So it's both of those guys, I think, handled the job share really well. It wasn't, publicly they were very cool about it, but privately, everything I talked to people, sources around the program, like, there was never anybody like, well, I should get more touches than he should, or like, I'm running back 2 here. Price will have no problem sharing the load in Seattle if that's what they want to do. He's not a real high ego player at all.
I think listeners are going to love hearing that if he does end up in Seattle. Wanted to ask about Love. Look, if Seattle even wants a shot at him, it means trading up into presumably the top 5. So we've joked, been like, oh, what if that would be cool? But I think mostly people are just hoping the Rams don't trade up is kind of what they're hoping. That, God, I hope the Cards don't take him. I hope he doesn't end up in the NFC West. Tell us a bit about him and where you think he'll go.
I've been covering Notre Dame for 25 years. He's the best running back I've ever seen. Reggie Bush would be the only guy I'd put him in the same group with him. So he is rare. He is a really rare athlete. I think you're probably safe with the Rams not taking him. They got to deal with Kyron Williams, another Notre Dame guy going right now. So Cardinals, maybe. Titans, maybe. I think that Price, end of the first round, but I think Love's going to be one of those rare backs who goes top 10, top 5. You don't see that a whole lot. And unlike Ashton Genty, who went to the Raiders, who you guys have seen, there is a lot of tread left on the tire with Love. He didn't get 300 touches in college in his last year here. So I would be shocked if Jeremiah Love wasn't a hit in the pros. He's a freak. And I know people say that a lot, but I think you're seeing with all this draft analysis of is he the best player, best athlete in the draft? I think there's a pretty good argument for it.
Tell me about Malachi Fields, transfer from Virginia. Production was down a bit, but his yards per receptions were up at 17.5. What type of player is this young man?
Yeah, it's not great speed, but really strong. I think his contested catch ability is kind of the separator for him. If you're taking a chance on Malachi Fields, it's because he can go up and get a contested catch against a big-time corner. That, to me, was what made him a really good college player for Notre Dame. I know his production was higher at Virginia. They didn't have anybody else to get the ball to there. Notre Dame did, so they spread it around a little bit more. But very physical blocker. But I think it's his ability to get balls that are contested. I think that's a unique trait.
We have a couple current Seahawks that have been to Notre Dame. The most recently drafted is Riley Mills, who we unfortunately didn't see a lot of last year at all. So I think there were quite a few Seahawks fans that, were most exposed to him maybe in the Super Bowl or late in the season. So I think you might know more about him than the majority of current Seahawks fans. Tell us a bit about Riley.
Yeah, he came in as a D tackle. They tried him as a big defensive end, move him back to D tackle. I think even for NFL defensive tackles, he's big. I don't know if he was ever had elite production at Notre Dame, but was just a very steady guy. I think that his career here ended really unfortunately. He got leg whipped in the college football playoff, blew out his knee, and then essentially missed the Georgia game, the Penn State game, the national championship game, and then obviously is basically most of his rookie season was obviously very limited. I think he's got, is he ever going to be a Pro Bowler? Probably not. Is he going to be somebody you want on your roster for 5, 6, 7 years as your second defensive tackle or your first defensive tackle off the bench? Yeah, I think that's probably what he can do. And, if he makes a sack in the Super Bowl, that's great too.
Every Notre Dame guy that I've come in contact with has just been a solid individual. It never fails. I'm 8 for 8 right now. And the last one I've come in contact with is Julian Love. What is it about him and just the Notre Dame program that produces these type of guys?
So when I go back to Jadarian Price reminds me of Julian Love from a personality point of view. So if Price ends up in Seattle, I think you're getting another one. Julian Love was one of those guys. I remember covering him as a recruit, and you're like, all right, you're going to be a captain at Notre Dame, and I know this your senior year of high school. I think his personality is rare in terms of leadership, maturity. You feel like even in college, you felt like you were talking to somebody who was about 37 years old. I was just unique that way. And he played corner here. He played safety there. He's kind of incredibly smart. I sat down and did a film review with him where I just watched 5 plays and he talked me through, here's the call, here's what I was watching, here's why I did this, here's why I did that, this is why I screwed up this play, this is why I made this pick. Very cerebral, but can articulate it really well. I think it's similar to Mills. Is Julian Love ever going to be a 5-time All-Pro? Probably not. Is he somebody you'd want on your roster for a decade? Yeah, I think so. He's in your locker room. So I don't know. I think the guys at Notre Dame, it's tough here. They got to go to class. There's a lot on their plate. But I think that prepares them really well for the NFL when they can just kind of focus on football and only football.
For the last couple seasons, but maybe especially this past year, our GM here in Seattle, John Schneider, who has a show with our afternoon show, has been talking a lot and asked a lot about NIL. And I think people just assumed, usually negative things, but like, oh, NIL guys are going to be afraid of commitment. They're going to want to transfer. I know that they kind of connect NIL and the transfer portal a ton, which I get, but kind of two different issues sometimes. But and John Schneider has actually had some really positive things to say about the emotional readiness and professionalism of a lot of the players that he's noticing now. I'm wondering, from the point of view of just covering guys, how does this era of college football maybe feel different in terms of the version of guys that are entering the league?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. When NIL started, it was Kyle Hamilton's junior year, who's turned into a Pro Bowl safety with the Ravens. And I remember him writing about him and him sort of freaking out about, I don't want people in the locker room to know how much I make. That was going to be a real negative. And I don't think that's really happened. I think that by and large, we probably underestimated how mature these kids or young adults or young men, whatever you want to call them, actually are with money. I'm not saying they necessarily use it the right way, but I think in terms of camaraderie and for the most part, guys wanting their teammates to get paid, that's been surprising to me. I don't think there's been a whole lot of jealousy or backbiting in locker rooms about NIL. It definitely paired with the transfer portal has been, I think, a negative overall on college sports, but it is what it is. I mean, the NCAA football, basketball, it's big business. These guys should have a piece of it. So I think you got to roll with it. But I think that, probably when they get to the NFL, you're not going to have as much, I blew $1 million in my rookie season the way that maybe you had in the past. I mean, I've talked to former Notre Dame guys who ran into that in the league where they just didn't know what to do with their money. Now in college, at least you sort of get a dry run with that. So maybe that helps. But, overall, I think it's, these players deserved a piece of the pie. And you watch Jeremiah Love and the money he made for Notre Dame and I've also put on Notre Dame. Of course, that's somebody who should be compensated. So it's overall, I think it's been a positive, but the execution of it has certainly been a little bit wonky.
Are there any resources these guys can use to kind of help them with that? I remember when I was in college, right? There's someone to help with everything, right? Any aspect of your life, you got someone there to help you. Is there someone to try to teach these guys how to manage money? Yeah, there is. I mean, they have a lot of educational programming for it. And now that we're a few years into it, they figured out what works and what doesn't. I mean, some of it is basic. How do you file a 1099? Some of it is how you seek out deals, how you make sure that it's compliant with your athletic department. So, Notre Dame has an army of people dedicated to that. I think pretty much every major college football program does. And they've, I think, over time figured out hey, this is what works, this is what doesn't. Because I think we're, 5.5 years into it. There's actually some best practices now in a way that there wasn't, in 2020, 2021.
You mentioned the transfer portal is maybe having some more bad than good with the way it operates right now. Is there a realistic or possible solution to what you think are one of the bigger issues in college football right now? And I should start by saying, what are one of the bigger issues right now that tend to drive you crazy, and is there a solution for it?
I mean, I think it's the combination of NIL and the portal together. If you just had one, I think roster stability wouldn't be far off from what it was 10 years ago. But both together, it just leads to these coaches and the staffs can't help themselves with tampering with other people's rosters. So that you got to get that sorted out. Without congressional oversight, I don't think anything's going to change. But if I could make a rule, if I could sign the executive order on this, I would say that you can transfer, but you can sit out the next year, but you retain your eligibility. You can still have that earning potential in college that's now more valuable than it's ever been. But without the federal government stepping in, it's kind of hard to see a whole lot of solutions. And obviously they've got a lot more on their plate than college football and college basketball.
You mentioned Jeremiah Love being just a good person and one of the best running backs that you've seen. I saw a story where it mentioned that he was on the spectrum. And I thought it's important. I have a child with a disability, so I love stories like that because it's important to just show just kids across the country that, you can do anything, if you just grind and do your thing. Does he speak about that? Does he connect himself to a certain foundation? And what's his role with that?
So he has not got involved in like a foundation specifically with it, but he has done, a decent amount of like appearances and work with different organizations around South Bend when he was here at Notre Dame. And he will talk about it a little bit. And it's not, I think with him, it's like he was a little bit on it. His personality growing up, and I wrote a big feature on him last August about, when he went to see doctors and, what's wrong with him. Because he was just like a little bit different, and his mom wasn't sure if he felt emotion in any way. And that he's gotten more comfortable, like, yeah, this is who I am. That I think that was a big part of his time at Notre Dame, because in high school he wasn't really comfortable with it. But I think that's probably an opportunity for him in the pros, when he's got first-round pick contract and, he can get involved more in his, cause of choice. But it is something that he's well aware of and something he will talk about.
He is the Athletic's Pete Sampson, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you.
Don't forget to download the Seattle Sports app. Every game, one app, completely free. So you can take the game with you on the go, running errands, at Little League practice, on a hike, on the boat, wherever. The Seattle Sports app travels with you. Enjoy every pitch of Rick Rizz's final season with the Mariners, all in one place at no cost. It is the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, rewrite! Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
Headline number one, UConn and Michigan meet in tonight's national championship game after the Huskies beat Illinois and the Wolverines trounced Arizona. What's the real headline?
You can take Tommy Lloyd out of Gonzaga, but you can't take Gonzaga out of Tommy Lloyd. And Curtis, we're sorry.
Yeah.
That's tough. Was it an easier way to suffer a heartbreaking loss?
Yeah, because you just tip your cap and like, you know what, Michigan, they were a lot better that night. It does stink to go that far and not have it pay off in a national championship, but still probably like the third greatest season in program history when you look at it just from 30,000 feet. But God, that Michigan team, they were dogs on Saturday.
You know what? I feel for both of you guys because your teams have gotten close.
Oh, and
both lost to
Michigan.
Yeah.
I was actually okay. So at first I was like, wait, what did I do?
No.
But then I was thinking about when I was walking Lukey this morning. I was listening to a recap of the weekend from the Final Four, and it's like, man, Michigan, not that long ago, just won a title in football. I know it was several years ago, but like some schools just blessed.
So
Florida's the only team to do it in the same year in both sports. That's a crazy amount of wins.
So let me finish. I feel for both of you, but I don't at the same time because I ain't never been close to winning anything like that. All right? So suck it up. Curtis, great year.
Thank you.
Stacy, whatever.
Go Dogs. It was better with the second half of your statement being delayed. We know you love the Huskies.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm the Husky killer, homie.
We
3-1.
for sure that
Let's
you
go.
do. What's that?
Are you waiting for
Headline rewrites?
I know Matt.
We were trying to find it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I know Matt's got it. Oh, you mean we're waiting for the evidence of you supporting the Huskies? Yeah, that's what we were waiting for. Next headline.
Here we go.
I want UW to win the Apple Cup.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, that's
real. You know what that is? Natural.
That's natural.
That's natural.
It is that's real. That's a real.
It's truly real voices. We did not use AI for that.
We didn't doctor that. That's Michael Bumpus on tape.
Oh, goodness.
Headline number 2, Cole Emerson is day-to-day with AAA Tacoma with a foot injury, and Brendan Donovan was out Saturday and Sunday with a growing injury. What's the real headline?
I say this with love. I like Leo Rivas a lot more when you don't have to see him every day.
He probably plays better that way, too.
That's what I'm saying. Backups are great when they're backups.
Some guys aren't everyday type of guys. Like in basketball too. Lamar Odom was the best when he came off the bench, right? He didn't start. He's got to build the game out. Let me learn how to contribute. I think that's where Rivas is, but this is just where we are as a squad. So while he's in there, he'll have my full support. I will support you 100%, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
I like him in doses.
Someone says, until UW makes it to the final, Stacey needs to keep Gonzaga out of her mouth.
Ooh,
don't get so high.
I love it.
I mean,
I love it.
Look, is the comp not, was it not something
Look, Arizona's
think,
season ended the same way that a lot of Gonzaga seasons
Yeah.
have ended, so I think it's a very fair comp. And Tommy Lloyd was Gonzaga's assistant for like 20-something years.
Look.
Hey, they were mad at me when I said Zags break your heart every year. No, they don't, Bump. Some lady hit me up on X on my head. I go, no, but they literally do. They come in as a 1 seed or a high seed, and they just break your heart every year. It's okay. I'm
okay.
a Coug. Okay? You know the stuff I've been through? All right, at least you have an opportunity.
Yeah. I would say the same, but I
Yeah, Huskies have
championship.
one tournament appearance in like a decade and a half.
Oh yeah, that I just kind of gloss over.
That's like
I just ignore
that's
that.
a
You can't
reverse
hurt
Gonzaga.
me. Yeah, you can't hurt me in that sense. I just go, What are you gonna do? Took you 25 years to fire your coach. Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Yeah, that is one thing about UW is that
they'll hang
their
on to-
basketball coaches, they will
Yeah.
hang on for dear
They'll
life.
hang on to a failing
Squeezing
head coach.
every drop of that buyout
Let
money.
me tell you what. No one loves a bargain on a head coach like Washington.
God, and then the person who hires him leaves town, goes to USC. Shout out Jen Cohen. Headline 3, NCAA tournament expected to expand to 76 teams. That is per Yahoo Sports insider Ross Dellinger. What's the real headline?
Did anyone ask for this? Speaking of my
No.
dogs, this is our chance.
Man, this is
it.
Seems a bit much.
You're just reaching into the NIT pool.
Exactly.
what you
NIT's
do.
like, goodness gracious.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Now we got to invite the Huskies.
This is too much, man. I mean, I'm going to watch the games, obviously. I'm going to make money
For
off
sure,
of
but
this.
it's so clearly
just
like,
too much.
is there ever a place that college sports will get where you guys will go, I won't watch? Because I'm telling you, they could expand it to 100 and you'd still watch.
Yeah, I'm always going to watch it. They know that. Most people are still going to watch these games.
I mean, I think that about now people getting mad about NIL, transfer portal, no matter what it is, where they go, there's no loyalty anymore. You'll watch.
And college football numbers were crazy this year.
So long as they
You'll
print
watch.
logos and names on shirts and sweatshirts and hats, people are going to be rooting for their teams.
Well, and I think that's also college football realizing, like, we can keep doing this and you'll still do it. This isn't like, oh, we have to do it to pay players now. That's not what this is. This is March Madness has always been the moneymaker for the NCAA.
Yeah.
Because of those TV rights.
Let's extend it another week, huh? Let's make more money off of this thing.
Let's make it 200 teams. No season.
You know
we
what?
There's
start.
only like 350 some odd teams in
Imagine being
D1.
No, imagine being one of the 50 teams that don't make it. Do you know how
God,
bad you have to be?
You've got to be horrific.
You know what? I'm in. Everybody makes it. Let's make this thing
Wow.
a
Participation.
3-month
That's what I'm
tournament.
saying.
Everyone's in.
It's called the regular season. Like,
Didn't we joke that about that with the preseason rankings? We were like, why even play the season?
Yeah.
Just put Alabama in the playoffs
There you
week
go.
1. No regular season. Just lump them on in there.
Lump 'em all in.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, a defensive star requests a trade. A look around the NFL next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
What's up? This is Michael Bumpus for Silver Reef Casino. Man, I need you to go up north, take exit 5 on 260, or excuse me, I-5, exit 260, and you will find Silver Reef Casino Resort. Now, they got Loomis Trails Golf Course up there. I've played it. There's water everywhere. The weather is nice. You need to get out there and check it out. Tell them Bump sent you. And also, go to the steakhouse. I also have a bunch of other restaurants for you to try out, but me personally, I really like the steakhouse. The food is on point. Also, they got the Road to Riches promotion. Silver Reef is celebrating their anniversary month, and you could win a a 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 all-wheel drive on April 25th. So not only do they have great food, they got a great golf course, and you can win a Mercedes-Benz. You cannot beat this. Take I-5 up to exit 260 Silver Reef Casino Resort. You can book your stay there as well at silverreefcasino.com. That's silverreefcasino.com.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connects to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Do you need a new roof? Then trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing to get you taken care of this spring. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and secure $500 off your roof replacement. Right now, you can still take advantage of spring pricing and beat the summer rush. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Need some TLC for your hybrid or EV? A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue gives you fast, cost-effective, guaranteed service. Go to myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX. A&M Auto Repair treats you fair and square.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
They say teachers don't impact for a year, but for a lifetime. Hi, this is Rick Riz. Join WSECU, your local credit union, as we celebrate those who give so much with the Teacher of the Week program. Nominate a teacher you feel has changed a life in our community. Each week throughout the season, we'll honor one teacher with a $500 grant, courtesy of WSECU. Teachers are the real MVPs. Find out more and nominate a teacher at mynorthwest.com/teacher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Meet the company electrifying the marine industry. ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. Significantly less maintenance and service, ARC is built to be as easy to operate as it is to maintain. Featuring heated seats and seat backs, a large display, easy handling, and impressive kick. You have to see it and experience ARC for yourself. Book a demo. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo
arc. You have to see it to believe it.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL, we're going to start in Baltimore, where Lamar Jackson surprised nearly everyone by showing up for the offseason program this morning.
It's good stuff.
Now, that makes Lamar sound bad, but what I mean by that is this incredible talent who is of late being talked about as someone who kind of does things his own way on his own time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I didn't think that about him prior to those reports. And also, isn't he trying to work out an extension or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's his own agent.
Baltimore's interest.
Yeah. No, good for him to show up. He understands he's the quarterback of the team. And even if there are some disagreements or you feel some type of way, you show up for your squad. So I appreciate that about Lamar, and I'm sure his team does too.
I teased to this segment by mentioning that a defensive star has requested a trade. Here's who it is. Giants star defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade out of New York. That from ESPN's Adam Schefter. Lawrence has been seeking a new deal from the Giants during the last 2 seasons. Very little progress made, so he will reportedly not be taking part in the off-season programs that are going to begin, and is demanding out.
2-time second all-pro team. And if you are Harbaugh, you got to figure out a way to make this man happy. I mean, he is disruptive. I will never forget how he played against us a few years ago and how that run game got going for them on the other side of the football. No, this is a talent, man. And Curtis said this before the show. He was like, man, it's unfortunate when you see names like this.
Yeah.
You know, like, but we have no need for him over here. I would love Dexter Lawrence, but we're good.
He's friends with Leonard Williams. They're really, really good friends.
He's got his own dance.
Yeah.
Sexy Dexy.
Yeah. Maybe it's Sexy Dexy in Seattle with his best friend, Big Cat. See, if you didn't know anything, like if you were plopped on to Planet Earth and you just heard me say, what about the Sexy Dexy in Seattle with his best friend, BigCat, you would have no idea what we were talking about.
None of those words are in the Bible.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. No, Dexter Lawrence.
This would have been a great
to Seattle.
2024 offseason.
When
heading
we were
into
in the peak of
2025
Clowney Watch 3.0.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, that would have been really nice. But unfortunately not now.
You got that ring.
Yeah. Is there a fit in the NFC West that makes sense for him? LA, their defensive line is so good, but I'm thinking their edges.
Maybe the Niners?
Niners,
yeah.
I
feel like
they would. I mean, Arizona would take anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Arizona's also, if you want out of the Giants because you're sick of a team that's not on the same timeline as you, I don't know if Arizona's the place you want to go.
Money talks.
I mean, Myles Garrett re-signed with the Browns after demanding a trade.
Myles Garrett re-signed with the Browns for more money than any of us could ever dream of in our lives. Dexter Lawrence isn't getting that money. And this is also why I stand by when people are like, free Myles Garrett. I'm like, yeah.
He chose this life.
Myles Garrett, he opened that door and stepped through.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame him. But you could definitely pay me to live in Cleveland. It wouldn't even take as much money. Jeremy Fowler was asked by Dan Patrick if there are similarities between Jalen Hurts. By the way, pause. Jeremy Fowler was the one of the 2 reporters who had that ESPN feature last week about Jalen Hurts, so that's why he was on with Dan Patrick. And another star quarterback that wore out his welcome with the team that drafted him.
Can you make the comparison with Russell Wilson in Seattle and Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia?
Well, that's a layered discussion. You know, they are different people, different players, but that comparison is not lost on some people, including some in the Eagles building that do see some similarities. If you go just to straight football, stylistically, there are a lot of similarities. They're probably different personalities. I mean, you know, Russell's more known as kind of, you know, he always says the right thing. He's a walking, message board, just with inspirational quotes, things like that. Jalen's got a little bit of that as well, but he's more of an introvert. He's known as that, and he's had to adjust to try to relate to teammates, which he did later in the year. And there are some similarities. I've heard people bring that up. We didn't make the comparison in the story, but I wasn't necessarily surprised that I've seen that comparison a lot in the discourse over the last 24 hours.
I also thought of that comp, but for this reason. Tell me if I'm wrong. A lot of this column was about Jalen Hurts being unwilling to or uncomfortable with implementing certain things that different OCs have wanted to do. And the accusation was that unwillingness has made the offense flat. That Jalen Hurts is part of the reason that they can't really get like the downfield pass game or a more creative pass game going. And I was thinking like, well, look, he's won a Super Bowl. He's a veteran quarterback who's gotten paid. He is not unlike a number of other quarterbacks in that same pool who are going to want to stay in the offense. The problem is he's not as great as those quarterbacks. So it's this weird kind of that, like, am I right with that? That's how it kind of reminded me of Russ, where it's like Russ had been with this team for most of a decade before some of the rumors started. By the end of it, obviously 10 years, but for most of a decade, who had done great stuff. He was one of the better quarterbacks. I would argue for Russ in Seattle, the best quarterback that ever had, but wasn't as great as the best quarterbacks. So there was this weird middle ground of like, he could make a case that other quarterbacks are telling their coordinators what they do and don't want to do, that other quarterbacks have a say in personnel decisions, but those other quarterbacks are better. So it's, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's like
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. They're good enough quarterbacks to, in theory, have a say, and they're not the only quarterbacks that say, I don't like doing that. But do they limit their offense in ways that Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes simply aren't?
I think that it's all about winning. Once you win, you view yourself in a different light, and he's won a Super Bowl. He's been Super Bowl MVP. Russ did the same thing. Russ played at a higher level than Jalen Hurts, though, during his peak.
Yeah.
But no, it's all about winning. Once you win and you're the quarterback, you're the most important position on the football field, you look at yourself differently. And I think it's natural, but it's trying to stay in touch with reality, too.
Yes.
Which is hard, I feel like, for these guys to do, because they've accomplished everything they've ever wanted to accomplish.
You don't live in reality.
You're in this space where only you and 30 other guys can even attempt to live.
Yes.
Right? And really only 4 of them can really live in the space that you're in. It's so hard as an athlete because you have to convince yourself of something you're not at times. And when you win, you're validated. So I think that's what's going on here.
It's so much better than the way that I tried to describe it, which is it's not unlike what other people have done, and it's something that most of us can't fathom, but sometimes not everyone can do it that way. So, yeah, I thought that similarity was, I liked that Dan asked him about that. Next up, Ian Rappaport says the NFL and Referees Association are expected to resume talks on a new CBA later this week. As a reminder, the deadline for the current CBA is May 31st, also my birthday. That's not relevant information. Matt, stop rolling your eyes. This is information some people might want to know.
It's all up to you.
Who knew that the deadline was May 31st?
I have never heard someone over the age of 12 make such a big deal about their birthday.
I'm sure some people make big deals of their birthdays. Do you know how many narcissists are out there?
I know one.
I made my 40th a big deal because I was turning 40. Other than that, it was like 21 was the last one. I was like,
well, I'm turning 25. I want to celebrate it.
I get it. Makes sense.
Thank you. Troy Aikman will continue his advisor role with the Dolphins into the season while also calling games for Monday Night Football. He spoke with Cowboys reporter Clarence Hill on how that arrangement was made.
I think the Dolphins were wise in understanding my relationships around the league and knowing that I have information that they don't have or can't get. And I think they were smart in taking advantage of that, whether it was through me or through somebody else. The Cowboys have never elected to do that, at least with me. You know, maybe they have with others, but no, I don't feel there's a conflict. But I will say I'm pulling for the Dolphins, and I know that. Because now I have something at stake.
Is there a conflict of interest with him being both in an advisor role with the Dolphins and calling games for Monday Night Football?
Most definitely there is. He does get information. Hey, he was feeling himself right there. I think the Dolphins are smart. But yeah, because you sit in these production meetings, you talk to coaches. It's the same thing with Tom Brady, right? Because when you're preparing for a show or for a game, you get access. You get to ask certain questions. You get time with players and coaches or whatnot. So it is a conflict of interest. If he were, no, it just is. It is.
I think I'm glad that you mentioned that because I think that some people might not realize that. They're like, well, oh, conflict of interest would be having a personal rooting interest in the Dolphins' success and also calling games, and you're going to be biased on the call. And it's like, no. In these production meetings, you're going to have coordinators. Like the coordinator will tell you, we like doing this on third down.
I've been in production meetings for college ball, and they will tell me we are going to attack Lil Bobby.
Right.
Because Lil Bobby does not have a good back pedal. Lil Bobby cannot attack. Like, they will tell you these type of things. Granted, you don't go on air and say, well, I talked to Coach Best, and he said they're attacking Lil Bobby today.
Right, but that's what they mean with the conflict of interest, where other teams that will be playing against the Dolphins, which he will be advising.
Yes.
Are going to be giving him information about how they want to beat the Dolphins. That's relevant. That's relevant information. I
probably
agree
going to be
with
watered down now.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. If you like Julian Love, and all of you do, you're going to love this fit for the Seahawks at 32. That's next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson, 8-year extension.
Free agent years are incredibly valuable. If you can get those at a discount, when you have Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh and Colt Emerson locked up for the better part of half a decade, you're in a really good spot.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Well, there's nothing I hate worse than being cold. And if your house is feeling a bit drafty or the floors of the main level are way too cold on your feet, that's probably because your crawl space and attic don't have enough insulation. It's probably making your furnace work overtime. So now you're spending more money as well. Well, how about a free and easy way to learn if you need better insulation? Just schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic with Crawl Pros. It's exactly what I did. They'll show up to your house. They'll go where you don't want to, certainly where I didn't want to, and they'll tell you if you got any problems with your crawl space, your attic, and especially your insulation. If they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates as well to help you get that work done correctly and affordably. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could receive a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost. Make your home more comfortable. Save on your energy bill with Crawl Pros. If you're worried that anything's going on in your crawl space or attic, critters, mold, water, plumbing issues, call Crawl Pros or go to crawlpros.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ Way.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Olympic Hot Tub's Sweet Spring Savings Event is here. Now through April 14th, thanks to incredible factory discounts, you can save up to $16,500 on an amazing endless pool swim spa. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no payments, and no interest. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Mariners and Rangers tonight in Arlington. First pitch at 5:05. Pregame at 4. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I don't think the Seahawks sit at 32 and use that pick. I would like them to, so that we have a pick to talk about after waiting around for a couple hours on Thursday the 23rd. But, Bump, if they do make that pick, there is a player that you really like there as a fit for them. And you talked about it before we even brought Pete Sampson on, who covers Notre Dame for The Athletic. You can guess where this is going. We asked him about running back Jadarian Price. First, he talked about what the Seahawks would be getting.
I think he's a really talented back. He's just not Jeremiah Love. I think the things about him that you need to know if you're a Seahawks fan and they pick him, kid missed his entire freshman year with his Achilles, has never been like a lead back at Notre Dame, can help you on special teams, has multiple kickoff return touchdowns, both against USC, catches the ball pretty well out of the backfield, had some fumbling issues, nothing egregious, but something that would probably come up with scouts. And, you know, I think he ran like a 4.49 at the combine. I think he plays a little bit faster than that. He was not somebody that you ever saw get caught from behind, but he was one of those guys where you felt like he was going to, but he just kept running away from people. And he's jacked. So I think body type wise, probably not dissimilar from the guy who walked out the door in Seattle. So I think he would be a really attractive option for Seattle at the very end of the first round.
You want someone who fits your scheme and your culture. So before we get to Pete's answer about Jadarian's personality, is what Pete said about him as the player what you see on film?
Yeah, I'm glad he said he plays faster than his 4.49 because he definitely does. I mean, you don't break off 58-yard touchdown runs running essentially a 4.5, 4.51. He is a player who is he gives it a chance. He gives the run a chance. If it is zone right, he is going to press zone right, but also has the agility and speed to when things go bad to bounce that thing and just get the heck out of there. Runs behind his pads is a saying that a lot of football players use, meaning he ain't afraid. He going to run through you. So, yeah, I think his assessment is absolutely right. I mean, he watched him play while at Notre Dame, so his assessment should be on point. I agree 100%.
We also asked him about Julian Love, obviously a Notre Dame product now with Seattle and is such a big leader on this team. He said Jadarian Price's personality reminds him of Julian Love.
Jadarian Price reminds me of Julian Love from a personality point of view. If Price ends up in Seattle, I think you're getting another one. Julian Love was one of those guys. I remember covering him as a recruit, and you're like, all right, you're going to be a captain at Notre Dame. And I know this your senior year of high school. Like, I think his personality is rare in terms of leadership, maturity. You feel like even in college, you felt like you were talking to somebody who was about 37 years old. I was just unique that way.
You are not getting a perfect product at 32. Jeremiah Love is a better back. So if you heard, oh, I don't like that Jadarian has a fumbling thing, or I don't like that he's never been a lead back, well, that's why he's not going at number 5 overall. However, I thought that some people might be sold when it comes to him being such a culture fit, which it sounds like based on Pete's answer.
Yeah, I told Pete I've met about 8 Notre Dame football players, and they're all similar in a way that they just seem like stand-up type of dudes. It's like the same when I meet Stanford football players. You know when you meet a Stanford dude, they're just different. And
Stanford man, like
Stanford
a Michigan man.
Yeah, it's real. I know I poke fun at my Stanford buddies, but it's legit. You don't just get into Stanford just like you just don't get into Notre Dame. As far as comparing his personality to Julian Love, that's what you want, man. Julian Love is the type of dude that has a guy he doesn't know bump into him twice at the company party, and he doesn't say, oh, hey, my bad. I'm like, no, it's my bad, dog. I bumped into Julian Love twice, like violently, like I'm turning around and boom, and doesn't even faze him.
Mike Trout said, learn to throw up in him, or don't do it.
Or don't. So yes, I think that is important. The Hawks do a good job. They're not batting 1,000 because it's hard to. It's just hard to do that, but most of the guys that we meet in this organization are pretty good dudes. So, yeah, it's a good culture fit, but you got to be able to ball.
Yeah.
And he can do that. He's both.
Sometimes for some people it's hard to bat 200. The Mariners are going to figure it out.
A lot of guys right now it's hard to bat 200.
They're going to figure it out. Now, if you thought we were done talking about Jeremiah Love because there's no possible way he's going to be available at 32, you're wrong, because there is a way the Seahawks could trade multiple first-round picks to trade up and get him. But would it be worth it? Here's what Pete had to say about Jeremiah.
I've been covering Notre Dame for 25 years. He's the best running back I've ever seen. Reggie Bush would be the only guy I'd put him in the same group with him. So he is rare. He is a really rare athlete. I think you're probably safe with the Rams not taking him. You know, they got to deal with Kyron Williams, another Notre Dame guy going right now. So Cardinals, maybe. Titans, maybe. But I think Love's going to be one of those rare backs who goes top 10, top 5. You know, you don't see that a whole lot. And unlike Ashton Genty, who went to the Raiders, who you guys have seen, like, there is a lot of tread left on the tire with Love. You know, he didn't get 300 touches in college in his last year here. So I would be shocked if Jeremiah Love wasn't a hit in the pros. Like, he's a freak, and I know people say that a lot, but I think you're seeing with all this draft analysis of, like, is he the best player, best athlete in the draft? I think there's a pretty good argument for it.
Best prospect I've seen since Reggie Bush. Look, I know that there are some people going, that's insane. Don't trade up, especially not to take a running back, but you don't need to do that. You're already so good. They like the running back room. But, man, Bump, the more I hear about Jeremiah Love, the more tempted I am to make some irresponsible draft moves to get him.
It wouldn't be irresponsible if you got him.
Yeah, not my money.
No, you're good. If he's comparing him to Reggie Bush was so good. When SC was on offense, I would get up and watch just to see what Reggie was going to do. And I've watched Jeremiah play, watched the film, I've watched the broadcast and the highlights, and I'd put him at top 4, top 5 best running backs I've seen.
Do you think there's a little bit of bias for him, Pete? Because you wouldn't have him as, like, clearly, like, this is the best guy, best prospect I've seen.
No, I wouldn't. But at that position, he's top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
But, of course, there's some bias, right? He covers the team. Just like we have some bias for the Seahawks and the Mariners and whatnot. It's natural, but it's not too far off. It's not like people are listening to him talking like, what are you talking about? That dude can play.
Are you finding yourself being also more tempted to trade a couple first-rounders to go up and get him?
I am, because I don't think this team has huge gaps. You know what I mean? I don't think they're like, we desperately need a safety. We desperately need a corner. I don't think they feel that way. And because they don't feel that way, I could see it. I could see them entertaining it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of running backs, last year around this time and in the weeks preceding it, we heard a lot from John Schneider and Mike McDonald about who they wanted to be. They made it very clear, saying multiple times at the combine, multiple times at pre-draft press conferences, we want to run the ball. we want to run the ball. We want to play good defense. Like, we knew who the 2025 Seahawks wanted to be. We haven't heard as much this year. So what and who do the 2026 Seahawks want to be? That's next.
Brock and Salk, morning 6 to 10.
The Mariners have signed their best prospect, Colt Emerson, young shortstop, just 20 years old, yet to play a game in the big leagues. 8 years, $95 million guaranteed. There are some wins in here for the player, and I think a lot of wins in here for the team as well.
It's a win for the player to make generational money, and it's a win for the organization that if he becomes half the player that you believe he can become, that deal is going to be very favorable to your budget.
On Seattle Sports.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you. Guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here with Dr. Coogan from Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. And Doc, what do you say to people who are considering those GLP-1 injections for weight loss?
Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medications long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight gain is common. And most people don't realize research shows a significant portion of the weight lost can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping the weight off even harder.
From personal experience, I can tell you Eastside Weight Loss Clinic takes a different approach, a doctor-developed program helping people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days.
No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, we use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger, and cravings naturally.
So come to their clinic in Kirkland or do the program from anywhere you live with easy remote options. If you want a safe, affordable alternative to weight loss injections,
go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com to keep the weight off for good.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Hear that? That's the sound of a car rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The sound of another savvy driver getting an oil change from trained pros. The sound of not having to leave your car while we quickly change your oil. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gauge Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
It's WFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship, April 25th. At Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners dropped a series to the Angels over the weekend and are still looking for their first series win of the season. They have a chance to get that with the second of a two-series road trip beginning tonight in Arlington. Mariners-Rangers first pitch is at 5:05 p.m. Logan Gilbert on the mound. Pregame starts at 4 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Curtis, you brought this up in our show email. We thought it was a really great point. Do you want to intro it? I feel like I'm butchering your version of it.
No,
okay.
so
tell us about your take.
So last offseason, we heard from John Schneider.
I demanded, actually.
Yeah, answers. We need answers now. But we heard from Mike McDonald and John Schneider all offseason long talking about how they wanted to reestablish the run and reestablish home field advantage at Lumen Field. That was like the two main points of their offseason, that they wanted to make those things happen so that the 2025 Seahawks could be the fullest version of themselves. Lo and behold, they did both of those things, and it culminated in a Super Bowl victory.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm thinking, like, we've heard John Schneider every single week on the station. We've heard Mike McDonald talk at the Combine. We've heard him talk multiple times after the Super Bowl, just, kind of talking about what they want to do this offseason. But we've not heard them sort of offer up any sort of like lofty goal.
Right. Or like that same messaging. Like it felt like every interview was like the same messaging.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I know what they're talking about.
And so it got me wondering, like, well, what do the 2026 Seahawks want to be? And it got me also thinking, like, is it harder to then figure out who you want to be in the next season when you experience such a massive high the season prior, where it's almost kind of like, well, I want to be what I was.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, are you kind of in this vicious cycle of just kind of always looking back?
Sure.
Or you need to look forward?
Bump, what do you think the Seahawks in 2026 want to be?
I think they want to be exactly who they were last year. I think once you've done something and it's proven and it works, right, rinse and repeat that thing. Why switch it up? You're going to make some tweaks here and there, right? No K9, no Kobe, no Boye. You might tweak an ideology or something that you have just within the building. But if you found something that works, try to duplicate that thing. Run the football, have Sam take care of the rock, be confusing on defense, and be special on special teams. I think every year coaches come up with new ways to motivate players or to get their ideas across. Like maybe it's a different term. Last year was what was it? What was their saying? What was it? It was
Chasing
MOB.
Edges.
Chasing Edges. MOB.
Sorry.
Like little things like that.
Yeah.
Like next year it might be sharpening edges. We already chased them. Let's sharp. Like
now we're gonna contain them.
Exactly. There are things that
contain edges.
Messaging wise that Mike McDonald will tweak or introduce. But at the core of who they want to be,
sure,
they have figured that out already.
Do the offseason moves follow that? For instance, and this is a question for listeners, too. You can join this conversation on the text line. I've got it open, 866-979-3776. Last year, to Curtis's point, we kept hearing both John Schneider and Mike McDonald, we want to run the ball. We want to run the ball. You can find multiple interviews on multiple outlets where that's the first thing they say about who they want to be. They brought in they moved on from a coordinator quickly after the season that simply wasn't the right fit, was not willing to run the ball when they needed to run the ball. And then they brought in a guy whose entire thing was, oh, yeah, I'm going to run the ball. But not in like a Schottenheimer when he was like, we're going to run the ball even when you know we're going to run the ball. It was just where schematically, and you talked about it endlessly, like his entire scheme, the Shanahan system, et cetera, like it made sense. And then they still had Charbonnet, Ken Walker. They took a guard with their first pick. Like all the moves, personnel, drafting, everything felt like, yeah, okay, I get it. That's who they want to be. That makes sense. They want to run the ball. That's why they're doing this. What moves are they making this year that tell you like, oh, I think this backs it up?
What moves are they making?
Yeah, because if you're telling me if I kept hearing John Schneider say this offseason, which he hasn't, but if I kept hearing him say, we want to run the ball, we want to win by running the ball, I'd be like, well, respectfully, you don't have a guy in your room who's had more than 600 yards in a season?
Yeah, but that's tough, though, because you could still have that idea of who you want to be. And because we don't think he ain't in the room, don't mean that they don't think he's in the room.
No, that's true. I'm not saying he's not.
No, yeah.
I'm saying that the moves were obvious.
Yeah, but it's a tough one because they won a championship. You got to pay JSN. You just paid him.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pay Spoon. You lost a few guys. Like, the process is just different this year. I think the end result, obviously they want it to be the same, or their philosophy is still the same, but it's not going to be as obvious, I think. It's weird because we know they want to run the football, but they just pay the receiver the highest contract of receivers ever paid.
And extended a receiver as their big free agent move as well.
Yeah. Well, I look at Rashid and I think of more of like a 2-for-1. He's like a special teamer, and and we know they want to be good on special teams, right? I think that all their philosophies and who they want to be is still going to be the same. It's just going to look different, and it's harder for people to identify it because when you win championships, when you lose players, when you got to pay dudes a whole bunch of money, you're not going to have the flexibility that you had. Like when you're picking number 32, you don't have the flexibility. So I think that they still want to be the same team. The process is just going to look different.
I was going to say how so, but I know it's part of that's like their offseason moves.
Yeah, like
I can't get past the run.
Emmanuel, you know what I mean? George Alani, McIntosh. And we still got to wait for the draft, too, to see exactly how they approach the draft as well. I think that the draft will tell us more than what the offseason moves have done.
That's fair, yeah. Like if they trade back and they start racking up a bunch of day 3 picks or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, so the messaging that I'm assuming we're going to have is we're looking at development.
Mm-hmm.
You've talked about that. But by that, I also mean like, hey, Nick and Manwari, we need to talk about you in August, not whatever rookie they took in the 5th round.
Exactly. This draft is, like I said, is going to be a developmental draft, and it's because of what they've already established and the roles that are already established. This is Mike Macdonald's going to be his 3rd year. He knows who's on his roster at this point. He knows what they can do and what he needs to move forward. It's just that, hey, the budget's a little tight this month. Kids, we can't go to McDonald's this week.
Do you think that extending JSN, which they had to do no matter what, but paying Rashid, like a decision not to pay Ken what Kansas City paid him, do you think that speaks in any way to being open to winning in a different way?
No, I think it speaks to how they value the position at RB. I still think, you brought over Fleury for a reason because we know he wants to run the football.
Did you say LaFleury?
I said Fleury for a reason.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
that
LaFleury.
Sounds cool, though. LaFleury sounds cool.
I know. I was thinking McFlurry. I'm hungry.
Because I said McDonald's.
That's maybe what it was.
There it is. No, I think they still want to be that team. I just think that they showed where they place their value. And either they feel like they can find a running back in the draft, they have him in the room, and they felt like they had to pay JSN because he's that downfield threat.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks different, man. But I think to their core, they want to be the same type of team.
Question from the 253. Bump. Don't you think we're going to see Rashid on plenty of run plays?
I don't know. See, that's the thing, too, man. People play around with that, right? Put him in the backfield, which I would try. You know, we've seen Jason line up in the backfield, not necessarily run the football. But Rashid is not a running back. You know, like the way he runs is not like a running back. Running backs are different. Pad level is different. Their style is different. Rashid is a track dude. He's a fast guy. He's an outside type of guy. I would hand him the football and get him on the edges every now and then, but I wouldn't line him back there. If I were the coordinator, he wouldn't get more than 20 touches back there throughout the season.
When an NFL team goes out of its way to say we want to run the ball, are they actually being honest? Are they giving away their own game plan for competition teams to know? What's the advantage of doing so? I think people know that you're going to run or pass. So, but I get what you're saying, Willem. And no, I think that teams don't hide their philosophies. They might hide, they're certainly hiding game planning, but like, you know exactly what Sean McVay wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how he's going to do it, right? You don't know the exact game plan. You don't know the ways that they're actually going to use guys out of certain looks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like, you know his principles.
Yeah. Film don't lie.
And great coaches and great programs, that should be identifiable. I actually think it's a bad thing when you go, the Seahawks want to run the ball, and here they are throwing it 4 times against the Jets in a goal line situation. Man, I don't think Grubb's the right fit. That's when it's a problem. When, like, the principle doesn't align with how you play.
Here's the weird part about this is that you got a new coordinator. We know he wants to run the football, but is he going to run the football? You remember, who was the coordinator? It was Grubb, right? You just mentioned it. You got Grubb. And we would see some things throughout a football game, and then it'll disappear. You know, like that's my biggest question is, how is Fleury going to, like, stick to his guns? You know what I mean? How is he going to respond when you're down? Are you going to be stubborn enough like Kubiak was, just to hand the dang football off to take the dink and dunk? Those are the only questions that I have really when it comes to this offense, because Fleury's never called plays before.
Mm-hmm.
But we know what his philosophy is, and we have an idea of what he wants to be.
The moves I see that they do still very much want to run the ball, says the 949, keeping Shaheed, keeping the entire offensive line room full of 15 guys, plus hyping up Helani as the second coming. So they're saying also, like, look, I know they didn't go out and add someone, but they've talked a lot about that running back room.
They have. I mean, you got to gas him up, too. And I think a lot of that is PR as well, because people are like, my goodness, K9's not here.
I'm people.
Zach Charbonnet's banged up. What is this running back room going to look like?
It's a real question.
It is a real question. And I think they're doing a great job of showing that, or at least putting out there that they believe in what's already in that room. Whether that is 100% facts or not, they're gassing that room up for a reason.
253 Bump. They should use Shaheed the same way San Fran used Debo, in my opinion. Just get the ball in his hands and utilize the speed. What do you think?
In ways, yeah. I mean, Debo probably played running back in high school or at some point. His body is built different. He runs different. I think Shaheed is a guy that needs at least 8 touches a game. And you find ways to do it. If it lines up that week, that you can put him in a slot and run a screen, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Put him in the backfield, give him a couple tosses, go ahead and do it. I'm with the idea of getting Shaheed as many touches as possible.
Joe in Bellevue, Carroll said every year they wanted to run the ball and then did nothing to back that up over 7 seasons. Yes, that's true. I mean, part of that was also like draft picks that didn't work out and certain things. I think the thing you can critique from that era of the Seahawks, and there's not a ton. They also went to 2 Super Bowls and won one, and won a lot of games. But the thing you can critique would probably be an offensive line investment. I think it makes a difference drafting those guys higher. John Schneider felt that they gave up on guys a little too soon. But I don't know. I think it meant something last year to hear them say, we want to run the ball, and then take a guard at 18. You know?
Yeah.
There were other options there.
Mm-hmm.
John Schneider had never taken a guard that high, and it was like, well, I got to be about it. And there are probably multiple other reasons that they loved Zabel as a fit there. And he was mocked to them a couple times. It's not like it was out of nowhere. But I don't know. It's a good question in terms of, like, not only what do they want to be, but, like, their moves are a little different, man. It feels like a team that is going to have they quite literally have more invested in wide receiver. But, like, What's that mean for how they want to win? They have a brand new offensive coordinator. What's this going to look like? It's just interesting. They haven't been quite as transparent about who exactly they want to be. And the automatic reaction is, well, the version that won the Super Bowl last year, but are you that team anymore?
No, you're not.
You're not.
You're a different team.
Yeah.
You're a different team, but that doesn't mean your principles change. So I don't think year by year you switch up what your identity is going to be. I think you find new ways to enhance it and to try to duplicate it. It's going to look different because you're going to lose players, you're going to extend players, and guys are going to move on. But I don't think you switch up who you are year to year. I mean, look at just the OC hire lets you know exactly what they're trying to do.
How so?
It's similar to a Kubiak offense. It's a Shanahan offense. It's what we've already ran here last year. So I think that tells you the most.
And he was a run game coordinator for San Francisco last year, literally. 253, you pay JSN because he's generational. You don't pay K9 because while he's a dude, he's not the dude. And I totally agree. But I'm just saying, to Curtis's point, if John and Mike kept saying this offseason, we want to run the ball, we want to run the ball, we want to run the ball, with the offseason they've had right now, I'd be like, I'm kind of waiting to see. You didn't sign Algier. You didn't go for Rico Dowdle. You didn't. Yeah. And again, it sounds like I'm disrespecting those players, and I'm not. But normally you see, like, we want to create an abundance of options because we're so determined to do this, right?
Yeah.
In 2018, when they were like, 2017 was bad, guys. We want to run the ball. I'm not saying all of these options worked out, but they drafted Rashad Penny in the first round. They signed DJ Fluker in free agency, and then they drafted a great blocking tight end in Will Disley. And all three of those moves were like, oh, this is with intention. This is a slightly different offseason with some slightly different investments.
It is. And the 425 just hit us with some good stuff. Seahawks need to get on a McDonald and Flurry promotion with McDonald's.
Yeah, why don't they?
Right?
This is a missed opportunity for
I think they
McDonald's.
have it's like a snack wrap deal if the opposing kicker misses a field goal or something.
If McDonald's or DQ reached out to you guys and they were like, you can make a custom dessert. What's your
custom dessert?
What's your McBumpus Flurry?
I love some
McFlurry?
strawberry shortcake if I could.
You'd have a strawberry shortcake version?
Yeah.
Curtis, what are you doing?
I've always been a cookies and cream guy, but I saw somebody made it. It was like the dirt cake stuff. Where it's got
like
the
a mud
gummy
pie?
worms. Yeah, it's got the gummy worms in it.
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. I think I'd do maybe maybe you need a light option.
A sorbet.
No. Like lemon. I'm really into lemon lately.
Really?
I think I found a newfound respect for lemon. I didn't have enough before, but now I do.
I'm
getting ready to transition, which is why I'm talking about nothingness before Matt glares.
ice lemonade, or was that ice? Wow, the slushy lemonade.
Yeah, the ices.
Ices, yeah.
That's the way to go. Let me tell you what. Let's get to 4-down territory.
This is 4-down territory. Going inside the game.
All right.
What former
I'm done
Seahawks
annoying
head
Matt.
Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down. Why haven't they landed on the moon? If they said that they were going, that's not your
They're just doing drive-bys right now.
What's an
They're not
advantage?
capable.
What's an advantage NFL teams in California, Texas, and Florida have?
I didn't know this, but after their 30 visits, they're allowed to have NFL teams. If you are interested in a prospect in college that just lives in your state, you can bring them on down. So Emmitt Smith goes to Texas A&M, his son, I should say. And the Cowboys are talking about, look, we're going to bring him in. We've already done our 30, or close to our 30. We're going to bring him in and see maybe 48 to 50 individuals. So places like Texas, Cali, and Florida, where there's abundance of talent, you're going to have, you're going to have the advantage, man. So, yeah, I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. If you're not learning, you're dying.
Second down. That's why I try to educate you guys about foxes. Who do you think has the best backfield in the NFL?
Man, the more I look at the Saints, the more I'm interested. I don't think they're going to be contenders or whatnot. But you look at, it's not even Etienne, it's
HN.
HN. And Kamara back there, they're just two different kind of backs. And Kamara's a guy, home run hitter, more elusive, can get outside. HN is the type of dude running between the tackles, good in pass pro. I'm interested to see what Kellen Moore does with those running backs over there. We still have Olave on the team as well, who's a good outside option. I'm interested. Tyler Shuck, what's he going to look like in his second year? I don't think they're going to be anything special, but they're going to be interesting. I'll be taking a look at them.
Third down. Who do you feel is a quarterback that can be valuable as a backup in the NFL?
If you don't know this name, go ahead and check it out. His name is Haynes King. He was quarterback for Georgia Tech. Over the last 3 seasons, he's got over 35 rushing touchdowns. Last year threw for about 15 passing touchdowns. But he's the type of guy that I can see just floating around the league for 10 years being a good backup. He can hold it down for 2 to 4 weeks. Tough young man, watched him play a lot in the ACC. So, yeah, Haynes King, if you're not familiar with the young man, big up Steve Rabel because he went to Georgia Tech like Raves did. Go look at him. Tough individual, good in the red zone, takes care of the football for the most part. I can see him being a solid backup in this league.
Earlier, I asked you, this is a slightly different version of the question. Earlier, I asked you, so is he like a Taysom Hill? And you were like, no, like a little bit different. Who's he a little more similar to? But also, do you think that sometimes we just jump to like way too surface level comps and it kind of does a disservice to guys?
Yeah, I think so. I see why you would go to Taysom Hill, though.
Well, yeah, I hear running quarterback.
Yeah. No, I would say he's like this dude, but a better thrower, but still not as good. Like a Tim Tebow. Like he's kind of like that. He's just like a grinder. He's going to find a way to win.
Fourth down. Who would you entertain if you can get him for the cheap as a Seahawk?
This guy's been around a long time, 15 years in the league. He's not with a team right now. He was with one team his whole career. And these guys might sign him. But if he's around after the draft, I would take a good look at Cam Jordan. 10.5 sacks last year. He's about 37 years of age. You can probably get him for cheaper. We don't know what's happening with D-Law or Uchenna quite yet. Hopefully those guys come back. You don't even have to explore this. But if he's around and you have a need, I think you got to look at him. Brings a lot of personality to this team. We know that defense is full of personality as well. But Cam Jordan, man, he's been a great player in this league. 132 total sacks this guy had. And it's not like he's coming off a year where he just got by, right? 10.5 last year. I take a look at Cam Jordan.
What would be the cheap, did we decide? Like not more than like a certain, just like a veteran minimum type deal?
I don't know if he'd get a minimum or he'd take a minimum.
Yeah.
But
he should.
somewhere around there.
I didn't realize he had 10.5.
Yeah, 10.5
sacks last year.
He was doing his thing.
Really was.
They're probably going to sign him. I don't see why they wouldn't unless they're having cap issues over there.
Yeah. Is there a missing piece for the Seahawks? Do you think they still need to kind of like, hey, we're not talking about this enough?
No, it's the obvious.
Because now we've had 2 conversations about the defensive line, whether or not Dexter Lawrence would make sense as a trade piece, which we settled on no. But then Cam Jordan is a potential fit.
It's the obvious. You know what they need or what we think they need?
Well, I don't think we talk about edge enough.
No, we mentioned it because we're still assuming that D-Law, as of now, is coming back and Chinna's good to go. But you did lose Boye. You got Derek Hall over there as well.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably draft somebody on the edge.
Yeah. Someone for Blizzard suggestion said Caesar salad Blizzard. I think that sounds like I wouldn't eat it, but I'd be open to trying it.
How do you even make a Caesar salad?
They have a ranch milkshake. I feel like it's within the same family. I don't know. Caesar salad's so good, and I don't like that you guys and listeners
like it.
constantly
It's
make
good,
fun. It's
but,
really
like,
good. It's the best salad.
You put it on this level of like how it should be a main course.
Right,
It's
like I'm
no,
talking
it's a
about
salad.
Caesar like it's LeBron.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's Bam.
It's not even Bam. It's like Norman Powell.
No, that's not fair. I would say that Caesar salad's NBA equivalent. Give me someone who's like, he's never really in the MVP conversation, but he's that team's best player. Because that's a Caesar salad. Like Caesar salads, you're going to find it on every menu. It's delicious. Everyone likes it. But it's no one's MVP except for mine. And a Diet Coke and fries.
Is it like Donovan Mitchell?
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. The Donovan Mitchell. Don't forget to download the Seattle Sports app. Every game, one app completely free. Take the Mariners with you on the go when you're out running errands, at Little League practice, on a hike, on the boat, wherever. The Seattle Sports app travels with you, and that means you can enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final season all in one place at no cost. Did I mention it's free? It's the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. Taking a look at pitching matchups coming up next. What I need to know at 1:45. Get your questions in 866-979-3776.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
After years of football and the injuries that go with it, my first thought was always go get surgery. Hey, it's Dave Wyman, but after a consultation with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, my eyes were open to an alternative to surgery, and I'm talking about stem cell therapy. Well, and my buddy and co-host Bob Stelton, also in pain, and decided to go see Dr. Wagner.
I had a hip issue from 14 years of jiu-jitsu.
How's the pain now?
Everything I did before, I can do just as well. Hitting the heavy bag, sparring, rolling, all of that is back in play. This whole thing has been such a pleasant surprise because I really was of the mindset, I'm going to have to go under the knife. I'm going to have to get surgery. And this really saved me from that. I could not be happier with the results.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine.
Do it. You will not regret it.
Hey, get the facts, hear from all the patients I've talked to, and schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, what a surprise. We got tons of rain here in the Northwest in the late winter into the spring. It all adds up. Now's the time of the year when the ground becomes completely saturated with water, and that can cause real problems in your crawl space. It's Mike Salk here, and groundwater intrusion in crawl spaces, it's pretty common, but it's got to be addressed before it causes structural damage or even worse, toxic mold in your home. You don't want any part of that. That's why if you're worried about any groundwater in your crawl space, you call Crawl Pros and you get a free corner-to-corner inspection. They'll climb into that crawl space, see what the condition is. They will go where you don't want to, definitely where I didn't want to. They came to my house and handled all this stuff. If they find water, they'll install a groundwater drainage system and a sump pump and reroute that water outside your home's footprint where it belongs. Don't take the risk. Do what I did. Have Crawl Pros come out for that free corner-to-corner inspection. They'll even check your attic at the same time. If you're worried that anything is going on with your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Hour and a half drive here to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Your new home for Tesla, EV, and hybrid maintenance is A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue, with dealer-level diagnostics, electrical, mechanical, and suspension repairs. Find A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue online at myevpros.com or 425-96-EV-FIX.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Spring is here, Seattle, and now is the smartest time to replace your roof. Trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing, a local, family-owned company that knows how to roof in Washington weather year-round. Schedule your free estimate today at 3treeroofing.com to take advantage of spring pricing, shorter wait times, and get $500 off your new roof before the summer rush hits. Our experts come to you, build a clear plan, and give you an estimate that same day. No surprises and no high-pressure sales tactics. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
No matter how old you get, you always remember that one great teacher. Hi, this is Rick Riz, inviting you to join WSECU in celebrating Teacher of the Week. Great teachers inspire. Nominate a teacher you feel has changed a life in our community. This year, we're going to honor 24 great teachers with grants of $500, courtesy of WSECU, the credit union for Washington. Teachers are the real MVPs. Nominate an exceptional teacher now at mynorthwest.com/teacher.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Earlier in the show, we were joined by Seattle Times Mariners reporter Adam Jude and asked him whether the Mariners' slow start is concerning.
It has felt like going back 5 years now, even 2022, they had that pretty remarkable mid-season run, in June, I believe it was, that year to really get going. For whatever reason, this has felt more like a second-half team in this era of Mariners baseball. A lot of that certainly is the ballpark and the marine layer. It's so cold here early in the season. This is the most difficult place to play, and that's not an excuse. These guys need to figure it out. Obviously, the other team has to come in here and play and hit in here, too. You got to figure out a way. But obviously, Julio is a big part of that. He's been a second-half hitter his entire career. They need to figure it out a little bit earlier this year, but these guys are going to stay the course. All those cliches, right, the ship. They're not going to panic this early in the season.
Look, like Adam, not making excuses here. This is a team that wants to win a World Series, and that means you can't play sloppy baseball when you're a talented team, even if it is April. That being said, is this start drastically different than last year's?
No, it's not. It really is. It's very similar. So if there's a positive, be like, look, they did it last year. And look how the season ended up.
We went to Game 7 of the ALCS.
The Mariners it's not time to panic, but you can be concerned. Cal does not look comfortable. Julio had himself a moment. Good for him. Big ups Cole Young, man, having himself a great start to the season. Emerson Hancock has looked good. See, I thought about it as I said his name. He looks good.
I messed us both
Castillo had one bad start. It's just you're getting a little bit of everything with this team so far. Everything except Cal looking like the guy he did last year.
Yeah, and frankly, we asked Adam, hey, Cal, and his mindset and him as a person. I don't. I've interviewed Cal. We've interviewed Cal twice on our show ever. Mm-hmm. So most of the information I ask about some of the players are through beat reporters. So I was like, okay, leaning on you for this one, Adam. But when I watch, I see someone who's lost, and then I wonder if he has the yips. But him. What do is it that, or is it just not enough time? And he said, I think it's not enough time. Based on what he knows about Cal, he was like, this man is a routine person.
Right.
Who needs a lot of reps and did not get those reps. I felt a little bit better after Adam said that. Yeah. Even because it's not great. You're not looking at Cal drawing walks and just not hitting a bomb yet. You're looking at Cal look kind of lost.
What's crazy, too, is that that's the obvious reason. It's so obvious. And I think that we should all just roll with that. It's not Cal's broken. It's not he's lost it. It's look at his preseason, his spring training. He didn't have one. And you need these reps, especially in baseball. Man, hardest thing to do is to hit a dang baseball that's moving 6 inches to the right or left, up and down or whatnot.
Yeah.
Getting at you at 95 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? That is tough.
Yeah.
So it's the obvious. I think we don't even have to overcomplicate this thing.
Yeah.
Let's just let Cal get into his rhythm.
Doesn't mean you can't complain. You can complain. I don't think you're you, dumb for doing so. But I do think that I'm glad that we got a chance to ask some folks some of our questions and some listener questions today to kind of figure, hey, while we're watching this series, looking for the Mariners to get their first series win of the year, what are we watching for here, right? Like, how bad is this? Are we seeing encouraging things? So it was good to have Adam on. Let's take a look at some of these pitching matchups. Today you're going to have Logan Gilbert on the mound as the Mariners open up this series in Arlington against Jacob deGrom. George Kirby goes tomorrow against Nathan Eovaldi. And then on Wednesday, Brian Wu, this is going to be a matinee finale early against Mackenzie Gore. Good pitching in Arlington for a Rangers team that hasn't really gotten their offense to do much of anything in the last couple seasons. Still can't believe this team won a World Series with some of the same guys. It's weird. They fell off. I don't know what happened.
Come on, man. The Rangers are on a 4-game losing streak, 8-3 L to Baltimore, 5-3 to the Reds, 2-0, 2-1. Yeah, offense is not moving right now. So let's continue. Let's help them be who they've been all year.
Well, I think Bump brings up a good point in pointing out the Rangers' 4-game losing streak in that 4 days ago, people looked at the Rangers and went, 4-1 start. How great. And it just goes to show how quickly things this time of year can change when you rattle 3 wins in a row, 4 wins in a row. I mean, heck, this point last year, the Mariners were 3-7, and they finished off the month of April at 20-12. So they went 17-5 the rest of the month. So, I mean, they're sitting at 4-6. Had a frustrating series against the Angels, but there's still a long way to go, even in the month of April. We are just finishing the first week of April tomorrow.
Can you guys believe?
Oh, my gosh.
It's
We're
already
a week in April.
The first week of April? Wow. What are you guys watching for in this series? Be as specific as possible.
Specific. I'm going to start with 2-9. It's 2-9. I told you he was going to go yard on Friday. He didn't. I miscalculated my prediction, so I'm looking for him. I don't even care about him going yard.
Yeah.
All right, ball on bat, get on base, and solid hit. You know what I mean? I asked for the same thing last week too.
It's
but
okay,
no, that's what I'm looking for.
I'm going to build off of that. I'm going to do the same thing, watching Cal, and I think in particular what stuck with me, and we played it Friday for what's sticking with us, fittingly. It was Ryan Rowland-Smith saying that he's completely missing entirely, 0% on anything. A fastball's over 94 miles per hour, 95 miles per hour, something like that. So if he's missing low in the zone, all right. But just horrible swings, top of the zone, I'd love to see contact there or just taking. You know what I mean? So just some improvement there, I think. Yeah. Curtis, what about you? Something specific you're watching for in this series.
I am going to be watching for specifically Logan Gilbert and George Kirby and how they pitch away from T-Mobile Park, because last year those two guys were completely different pitchers away from the confines of Seattle. Gilbert last year in 12 starts on the road had a 4.74 ERA compared to 2.24 at home. And then Kirby last year, 11 starts on the road, had a 5.16 ERA compared to 3.38 at home. Now, you mentioned, Stacey, the Texas offense hasn't really gotten going. You've got guys like Wyatt Langford, Josh Young, Josh Smith, all those guys hitting 100. Jock Peterson, 0.59, off to another horrible start like he had last year. So, I mean, the way Texas' offense kind of sets up right now, there's going to be opportunity for Gilbert and Kirby to pitch deep into these ball games and not give up a lot of runs. But, I mean, hopefully there's not anything kind of lying underneath for their struggles away from home, because Gilbert hasn't made a start away from home, and neither has Kirby this year. So those two guys, I think, are going to need to show something here tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not worried about Brian Wu so much. I mean, he's coming off a 7-inning, 1-hit game on Friday night. So, it's going to be of the utmost importance to see Gilbert and Kirby get off to a good start.
From the 360, so according to Bump's philosophy, everyone who played on Team USA is struggling because none of them got the reps in spring training.
Did I say everybody or did I say Cal?
You said Cal.
I said Cal. Just keep it to Cal. your sarcasm or text lines.
Can I jump in on your behalf as well? Not
Yeah.
like this is a sparring thing. I think the 360 just has a different opinion for why this is happening. And I guess the 360 would just like to see Cal move back in the lineup. What I understand is much like what Morosi said, that it's individual. And frankly, what Adam Jude said to us earlier. He said, Cal, as him as a player, needs and likes a lot of reps and is very into routine and needs that routine. And that's just how he is as a person.
Yep.
We heard John Morosi say WBC struggles seem to be pretty individual to different players.
Right.
Randy's had a good start to the year. Naylor, Julio, and especially Cal have not.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess the WBC, the only difference is a factor for those guys not getting those reps. That's what Bump is saying. It's not that every single person at WBC is having a horrendous start.
No, I would have said every single person. If that's what I meant.
What is the line from Waterboy that you always?
That's what it's gonna be.
It's what it's. Oh, dang it! See, I need to watch that movie because now it doesn't make any sense at all. I thought it was an entirely different quote. Get your questions in for what I need to know. Any question, text it now. 866-979-3776. That's next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson, 8-year extension.
Free agent years are incredibly valuable. If you can get those at a discount, when you have Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh and Colt Emerson locked up for the better part of half a decade, you're in a really good spot.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
At Big Trees, you don't have to shop alone. Certified arborists are available to help you choose the right trees for your yard. Plus, each tree Big Trees installs offers a 1-year warranty and a free aftercare visit from our board-certified arborists. Come visit the nursery, no appointment necessary, and see our wide selection of species. You'll find the perfect fit for your landscape needs at Big Trees in Snohomish, or visit us online at bigtreesupply.com.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
I'm Carolyn Osorio, the host of the Shadow Girls podcast, a deep dive into the Green River Killer investigation, and the only known survivor.
He got both hands on my neck. I couldn't do nothing.
Rebecca did do something. It was her tip that proved pivotal in the arrest and conviction of Gary Ridgway. Join us on April 9th for a true crime event, the behind-the-scenes story of how an imperfect witness finally got her reward. Tickets available right now at nwcave.org.
Mariners and Rangers tonight in Arlington. First pitch at 5:05. Pre-game at 4. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years. And you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy
weekdays 10 to 2.
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. First one here. One listener says, what I need to know, what do the Mariners do with the infield when Colt Emerson is called up? And let's assume that Brandon Donovan is healthy. He's not on the IL, so he'll be back in a couple days, presumably.
What's that group? LMFAO?
Yeah.
Every day I'm shuffling. You shuffling that thing.
No.
You shuffling that thing. Get them reps. I want to see him.
If JP's still fine, then Curtis, tell me if I'm wrong. But assuming that Cole Young's still great, Emerson at third, and then you move Donovan?
Yeah, Donovan kind of plays outfield.
Right.
And then probably fills in at second base.
Yeah.
Fills in at third.
Right.
And then JP needs a day off. You put Colt Emerson at short. Yeah.
It's called a shuffle, Stacey.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We don't want to use the dreaded P word, platoon.
No, don't do that.
Not a platoon. A shuffle? Fine. Not a platoon. Not a platoon. Of the three Seattle sports tandems, who would perform the best in a Ninja Warrior competition? Us. I'm tired of us never winning this when it's physical because I feel like
think Bump would have the best score of any.
Like individually.
Yeah, best individual performance.
You guys are underestimating.
I think it'd be us.
Can I say something?
I feel like you need a lot of upper body strength though to do the American Ninja Warrior.
First of all, I have a
Yeah.
decent amount of upper body strength, but secondly and most importantly, I have a much lower center.
Can you do a pull-up? If you
That's
can't
not
do
important. That's
it
not
is
part of
important.
this. That's not.
It is.
Can you leap from those like giant bouncy balls to the other one?
I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be thrown off balance in the same way as someone who's over 6 feet.
I mean,
You think Wyman's hopping over those giant bouncing balls?
Two American Ninja Warrior competitors quite well. Jay Keeps and Ryan Roland Smith.
I could climb.
Neither of them finished the course.
Okay.
And they're both in pretty good shape.
I'm just saying, I think I'm getting a little disrespected because of sexism. But also,
it's upper body strength, though.
Yeah.
I'm a good swimmer.
When was the last time you swam?
The point of you don't want to swim in that course. That's
every summer.
That's how you lose is when you end up in the water.
Yeah, but I could swim my way back up.
No
one's ever tried it. No one's tried it.
Oh, it's all right, man. If we were doing other stuff, we would show.
Yeah.
I'm not included.
It's okay.
Left out.
We could win a trivia night.
Yeah. Let's go to the local pub and get it.
Okay. I feel better. Am I wrong, says one listener, for not being excited about Artemis 2? We landed on the moon 60 years ago, and it seems our progress should be much further along than sending sightseers to the backside of the moon.
Matt's about to get mad. You ready? Because we never landed on it.
And now, Matt, they also said Wesley Crusher would take a shuttle on a joyride around Jupiter with his teenage friends. And
Riddle me this, Matthew. We are now making laps around the moon to see if our landing gear can actually handle it.
Laps.
Yet. In 1960, we sent people up there, even brought a little doom buggy with us. How did it get there? I don't know. Brought a doom buggy with us.
On the ship.
Nah, that thing ain't big enough. You seen that thing?
It went on the ship.
Then we go back to Earth, and there's a camera following the space shuttle, whatever it is, back to Earth. Yet,
we did land.
Yet we're making drive-bys around the moon right now.
We did land on the moon. We did do that. I think asking.
We didn't.
Well,
we didn't. Oh, what do you say, Curtis? Open your third eye, sheeple? Yeah.
Open your third eye.
Open your third eye.
Yeah.
Chakra?
Sheeple.
No, open
sheeple.
your third eye, sheeple. Yeah. Curtis does say that. Next one. What I need to know, I have a second interview scheduled. I have a second interview scheduled with a very small sports promotion company. Are there any questions I should be asking them to confirm they're a serious business?
That's a great question because there are a lot of sports event companies or just sports websites that try to appear to be something that they're not. I just think of Pro Football Focus over the last couple of weeks. They've gutted that company, and there's a bunch of horror stories of people being like, "Yeah, I hated working here."
With good people too, great analysts.
And so definitely dig a little deeper. If you can find somebody that has maybe worked for this,
have, and what's the split between how many employees are remote?
Yeah.
I would probably want to know the logistics of how many actual people do you have in a building.
I don't know if you can ask what are your retention rates? How many people are sticking around after a year?
Yeah. How did you get started with this company?
Yeah.
How long have you been here? Yeah. Someone said I got way too entranced with Bump's conspiracy segment. You know who's. Someone said, yes, Artemis is a huge deal. Is Matt texting into the text line? Yes, you are wrong for not getting more excited about Artemis 2. Matt, are you excited about Artemis 2?
I'm excited about Artemis 2.
Too art to miss.
Too fast to Artemis.
Less excited now.
Oh, it's a good one, Stacey.
Whatever happened to Artemis 1? They don't let us know that.
Thank you. Where's Artemis? Where's Artemis, Matt? Did Artemis miss its landing?
Oh, nice.
Matt, your response.
Nice.
I can't believe I work here, man.
You only have 2 more minutes. You're fine. Oh, no, you have to stay for the next show. Sorry. Moon landing fake, go Bump is just all that. They didn't even ask a question. It's just moon landing fake.
We
go
talked
Bump.
about it. Greg McElroy of ESPN. He does not believe.
No,
in
the moon landing.
either.
Raise your hand if you actually do believe in the moon landing.
I do. Yeah.
Trevor raised his hand back there.
All you guys are being fooled by the government.
What I need to know. It's too early to panic, and I know that, but do the Mariners need a players-only meeting / bro time to have a few beers and coach each other
Oh, bro
up?
time, yes. But let's
Bro
not
time
let's not
always-
make it a close the door, guys. We got to sit and talk about this.
Let me tell you what. I will say this. Regardless of sport, a players-only meeting too early in the season is always a bad sign. If I hear the Mariners have a players-only closed-door meeting, or the
10
Seahawks.
games into the year.
Yeah, if they were Seahawks had a players-only. Wasn't it the Dolphins that had a players-only meeting
After
in
week one.
Week one.
After week one,
That's a
they had a
problem.
players-only meeting.
And look what happened to the Dolphins.
That means training camp was a mess.
Yes, that's a problem. Now you can have a players-only meeting. Hey, we were in first place in the West. It's July, and then we fell out of it. We're in a skid after the All-Star break. Players-only meeting, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Players-only meeting this early?
Nah.
That's bad.
Hey, let's just go grab a beer. That's what you do.
Stacey, we did not land on the moon.
Got my people with me today.
No one's even.
Got my people.
You know some good Mariners news?
Yeah.
Brendan Donovan back in the lineup.
Let's go. Oh, Curtis, can you read it out?
Donovan, Cal Raleigh batting second, Julio third. Josh Naylor playing first, batting cleanup. Randy in left, Luke Raley in right, Canzone DH, Young, and then Rivas at short.
Okay. That is great news. Thank you for that.
Good news.
Bump, you convinced me. Matt's really upset now.
I love it.
He's gone silent. That's how you know he's mad.
That's how you know Matt's really mad.
If anything Bump said convinced you, fine. Sure. Believe it. Whatever. Facts don't matter. Who cares?
Facts. Show me the car facts.
Someone said, problem is Mariners' April losses have cost them playoff berths the prior 5 seasons. I still don't think it's time to panic. It's too early to panic. It is too early. Just keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
But
we're fine.
Win this series.
We're going to be fine.
And again, like Curtis said, Brendan Donovan back in the lineup, leading off. That's great news.
It's guaranteed win.
You need to calm. You need to walk that back right now.
Guess they're playing Jacob deGrom tonight.
You need to walk it back right now. You're going to jinx them.
Yeah.
Thank you to our guest today. Again, a great interview with Pete Sampson. That's at noon. So it'll be an hour 3.
Ironically, Pete Sampson, bald.
What does that have to do with anything?
Samson in the Bible had very long hair.
That's good stuff, Curtis.
Thank you.
I hate it here. Wine and Bob coming up next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
If you've gained 20, 30, or even 40 or more pounds over the past few years and nothing seems to work anymore, listen up. I'm Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and our completely medication-free program has helped thousands in Washington lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. No drugs, no weekly shots, no muscle loss, no side effects, no forever monthly costs, just food, but the right type, in the right amount at the right time. All part of a detailed plan with expert coaching every step of the way that helps you reset your metabolism and burn fat. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and Dr. Coogan is right. I can attest to losing 35 pounds with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. It works. It's safer, less expensive than alternatives, with no injections or pills, and no scary side effects. Schedule a free consult and find out for yourself.
Over 4,000 people have lost 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do our program from anywhere you live with our remote options. Schedule your free phone consult online at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First, you've heard me talk about them. PCF Construction Group. People come first. And if you've been dreaming of a new deck, well, now is the time to call PCF before the good weather arrives and their schedule gets all filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor space year-round, no matter the weather. And for a limited time, get 50% off demolition costs. That's up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. You know, they designed and built our outdoor living space, and we loved it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, construction, they take time. So don't wait another day. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber The Door Store. One of our most popular services is our match-up service, where we use your old door as a template to create a new door in your existing frame. Whether you need an interior or exterior door, this is a great way to change out your doors DIY style. And as long as we have what you need in stock, we currently have available space without a long wait for our same-day match-up service. Please visit us in Shoreline, where there's plenty of good parking. Also, check us out online at franklumber.com.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print?
You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087, 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087, or simply visit TRA.com.
Got a Tesla, EV, or hybrid that needs repairs or maintenance? Take it to the experts at A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue, the new dealer alternative for your EV or hybrid. Visit A&M